I told you I was working on stuff. I told y'all I was working on stuff. I didn't know it was gonna be this big of a pain in the frickin' ass, but I don't even know if my Twitch stream is even up right now. All right, someone's in there viewing my Twitch stream, so it's up somehow. Wow, what a pain in the butt. Oh my goodness, what a pain in the butt. How's everybody doing? Tokyo, I mean, I'm testing, but I'm also streaming. I'm doing both. I'm testing, but I'm also streaming. Like, the whole idea was that I was going to get on and see how everything was working early because I didn't want to have to play with it later when I had TikTok up and running. I think we're currently up and running. I think we look okay. Maybe I should just ask y'all, how are we looking? That's awesome, Tokyo. How are we looking? Can you guys see me okay? Do I look okay? Does it look like it's supposed to? Does it look semi-normal? Does it look even close to normal? Looking good? Looking good? Okay. Well, this is a lot more lift. I like how this stream is its own video link and I don't have to accidentally scroll off when I swipe it. Okay, so it's doing slightly fuzzy, but nothing to complain about. That might just be my camera. Hold on, let's do that. See if I can get to catch back up. Either that or it's my my video bit rate's a little low. Anybody over? Okay, Shannon and Vicky say I'm looking good over on Twitch too. All right, I think we're up and running. How's everybody doing today? I think we're actually up and running right now. Okay, sorry for taking a little longer. I've been working all morning trying to get this thing to kind of look more like how I want it to. And I mean, we're here now. We're here now. We made it. So welcome in. Few small adjustments. Obviously, if you guys are on the horizontal stream, for like the not very many of you that are in here, which is kind of strange. Normally, the horizontal stream starts way faster. But that might be because I've been screwing things up the whole time. I think first thing you're going to notice is the background's a little different. So that's kind of cool. Oh, hey, Jocular over there too. All right. Yeah, the background's a little different. That's kind of cool. I decided to change it up just a bit. Though I did like the little office setting. I thought it was kind of cool. I thought I'd switch it up a little bit. Go with the little scales of justice. Get a little Capitol building action in there. Hopefully you guys are liking that. Again, some more clickable links. We're doing all sorts of stuff over there. There's a whole bunch of stuff we got going on. So we're doing all sorts of fun stuff on the social media landscape. Yeah, and we're on like all the media, all but one. All the media platforms right now except for one. So that's pretty cool. We'll be back on the final one. We'll be back on the final one tonight at about 6:30 ish. 6:30 ish. We'll be all the way across the board for I don't know for how long though. I mean, knowing me, probably for about an hour or so. Yeah, Shannon, that's because it is like a direct shot. It's not there's no buffering, it's not as null. It's like a straight feed. And actually what you find is YouTube is actually the slowest because it actually has more quality, which is interesting. Funny enough. It's actually because it has a higher quality, but it's not a direct like straight into your face feed. And of course, that other platform is more for is specifically, well, not specifically, but more for gaming. And so it's important that you have that feed like really, really quick. This background, I think it looks a lot cleaner than the last one does. As we start seeing like subscriptions and all sorts of fun stuff come in too, I think we'll see you'll see a couple cool little animations and all sorts of fun stuff. So welcome in. I can see the viewers are coming in incredibly slow. I am assuming that is because I had to start it and restart it like 9 times. So that's okay. That's okay. We're going to let them kind of warm up, get started, get moving. It's a whole new thing that we got going on over here. So we're going to let it get started, get moving. And as we do that, then we're going to get into it. I hope that this loads up to a spot where we can actually get into it. I hope so. Or maybe everyone just saw I was going to be on live tonight, and so they decided to they saw I was going to be on tonight, and they decided to take a break and not and not jump into it real quick. So we'll see if it works. If not, then maybe we'll have to do a quick restart this afternoon because I do actually want to get an actual stream in this afternoon. And yeah, we're not gonna do it with this rate. we're not gonna do it at this rate. So we are planning on doing, like I said, I am planning on doing a little members only, paid subs only Discord friendlies only time. Oh, that's not it, Whiskey. Sorry. Like I've been streaming way past the point that it matters whether anybody else is on. every big creator that exists could be on at the same time while I'm on, and it'll still feed at a certain rate. So that's an old thing. I remember when I was a newer creator, especially not on this platform, but on another platform, and I always used to think that the reason why people weren't coming in is because somebody else was live. And then I realized, yeah, it doesn't matter. There are so many people out there on these platforms. It doesn't matter. There's plenty to go around. It might get affected a little bit, but it's not affected to the point where it's just like something crazy. Yeah. Yeah, it'll draw a few. Like there'll be usually when you have like a bunch of creators on like at the same time, usually what I found is people just like move between them a lot. So what you'll see is numbers will kind of they'll start out normal and then they'll kind of like lower and then they'll kind of spike up and down. And that's just depending on who's having the best conversation at the time, really. if you're getting people with, depending on which creator's having the best type of I don't even have my lighting on. Oh my goodness. That's better. Yeah, it just depends on who's having the best conversations. Like if you're having whoever's having the best conversations will totally draw the most people at the time. So it is hot as shit. You are correct. It is hot as shit. that is a correct assessment. I did not get to watch the parade. Call me slightly heartless, but I kind of had this conversation before. And we were talking about it. And it's like, dude had a really good run. Dude had a better run than most. Oh, I see. I'm getting a bunch of phone calls already. Sorry. I didn't realize all these people were calling in so quickly. Normally I'd get a little time before people start calling in. So, yeah, we can get to phone calls as the numbers are starting to build. We can definitely do that. Since it seems that that people are starting to call in already. So that's fine. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Tokyo. If you build it, they'll come. And trust me, I spent a lot of time building this. Years. So many. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I'm just happy that Ozzy got his final concert in. That's what really makes me happy. Hello. Hi, how are you? I'm doing great. How old are you? Awesome. Do you support Trump? All right, man. Well, I do appreciate you and good call, but I am looking for Trump supporters right now. But I hope you have a wonderful day, okay? Bye. Debbie, what do you think I was doing? Did you not think I was answering calls? Can't hear caller? Uh-oh. That's not good. That's not good. Well, I guess we found a second problem. Yep, because I'm not getting any audio capture. I know why. Well, I don't know. I don't know what. I don't know why, but I know what. Let me see. I don't know why, but I do know what. So let me see if I can fix that real quick. Audio input capture, create new. Huh? Well, poop. Now I'm echoing. I can fix it. Well, crap. See, this is why we do test lives. This is why we do test lives. All right. Well, the echo should be gone now, right? All right. Let me know if I still have an echo because now I can't even hear myself. Yeah, figured the echo was gone. All right. Can you guys hear music right now? Can you guys hear music right now? I don't think you can. Okay, now back to the phone lines. If you guys can hear music, then you should be able to hear the callers now. So we'll reopen up the phone lines and see how it's going on over here. Let's see if anybody calls in real quick. Hello?
Oh, I actually got you. Okay.
All right. Well, stand by.
Believe it. You're talking about this Trump
No,
thing.
sir, be quiet.
My one question.
Sir, be
Ooh.
quiet. I don't know if anyone can hear you yet, so you need to take a second so I can find out if anyone can even hear you. Okay?
I got you.
Because I'm trying to fix my audio right now. So, can you guys hear the caller?
Yeah, can y'all hear me? Hello?
Can hear caller. Yes, can hear. Okay, cool. See, we fixed it.
Great.
Awesome. So, how old are you?
I'm 19.
Awesome. And you sound like a Trump supporter.
Not even necessarily. It's more of the lesser of the evils. I'll be honest. I know you're going to say it's an ignorant take. We cannot have let Kamala become the president.
Why?
And I believe that Trump was the better option, although his actions as of recent have been somewhat, crazy. I feel like the country was.
As of recent? You mean always? You mean it's always been that way?
Okay, I'll take that. Would you rather have Kamala become president?
I'd rather have my Australian Shepherd become president.
Okay, buddy. See, we're talking about the lesser of the evils, though. We all agree, even back in like 2016, if Bernie would have won, things would have went better. But these are the evils we have. It was either the Hillary or the Trump. Now it's either the Kamala or the Trump. What would you have picked?
Anyone over Trump.
I mean, so that implies you would have voted Kamala, or you did vote Kamala.
I did vote for Kamala. Of course I did.
Commie Kamala? Really?
Seriously, Commie Kamala? Sir, define communism for me.
You don't know jack shit about poo-poo squat.
All right, buddy. Awesome. So are you going to define communism for me, or are you going to ad hom?
Communism is when things are not privately owned by the goddamn people, and you have the state controlling things. And I don't believe that Commie Kamala should have been our president.
Awesome. The definition of communism is a moneyless, classless, stateless society. So the government can't own anything because the government does not exist. So literally just by the fact that Kamala Harris was running for president makes her not a communist, because a communist would not run for government because a communist does not believe in government. So you calling her communist doesn't even make sense.
Marxist father. Kamala and her Marxist father. Okay, I'm not even going to be a dickhead and sit here and push this whole commie thing.
You're not being a dickhead. You're just being ignorant and kind of stupid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So again, I'm asking you why Kamala Harris would have been worse.
Look at her. Women can't run our country. I'm sorry.
Women can't run our country. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that actually sounds more accurate, right? If you just simply don't believe that women are capable of things because you're a misogynist, then I completely understand why you didn't vote for Kamala Harris.
Not even.
No, it's not. It's not what even, sir. You just specifically said women can't run our country. That is a misogynistic statement.
It's not that I don't think she could properly run it. First of all, overly emotional. When she lost, the fact that she wasn't even willing to give a statement showed all I needed to see.
She did give a statement. You know who didn't give a statement and still has not conceded their...
cried and sat
Sir,
there and
do you know who still has not conceded their loss in an election?
Who?
Donald Trump.
You mean our president?
Yeah, he still to this day has not conceded his loss to Biden in 2020.
Even that,
so emotional, just so emotional. Just sat there and wouldn't even admit that he lost. Oh my God, Commie Trump. That's what I call him. Commie Trump. That's what I call him. He couldn't even admit that he lost. He couldn't even admit that he had lost the election.
It's all fake. You wanted the Clintons to be in office. You talking about the same Clintons
not particularly
that were on the Epstein list? Our president was not at that island. He was never there. Don't let them fool you.
Sure, sir. If he's not on the island, then let's just release the files and find out, huh?
No, we can't do that, though, because there are no files. They don't exist. You guys are asking for fake files that Obama and the Clintons made.
Pam
It's
Bondi
just
said
not
they
real.
were on her desk 3 months ago.
She was mistaken. You know, the government has a lot of moving cogs, just like how the FBI director, he was saying some stuff on Joe Rogan. He didn't know. Pam Bondi's gonna say some stuff. She doesn't know. Vance, he's gonna say some stuff he doesn't know. You know who knows? Our Lord and Savior, the President Donald Trump, and he's going to fix our country. Commie Kamala and her Marxist father and the Democratic Party could not have done that. You saw how much funds she stole and used towards her campaign. It's all fake. It's fake.
Sir, please be quiet. I really don't have time for this today.
All right, have a good day, bro.
You have a bad one? I don't know. You're not funny. You're a waste of time and space. Transform, center horizontally. There we go. Does that look better? That might look better. All right. Yeah, he was a troll and not even a good one, which is kind of sad. It's sad that people want to waste time for actually having like real conversations that we're supposed to be having here. It's sad that people with no sense of humor want to come up here. Hello, how are you? Hello. Hello.
Hi there. Who's this?
Yeah, I was gonna hang up on him, but honestly, like he was just talking while I fixed my screen, and I needed to fix my screen. So yeah, he was just kind of there to waste my time while I figured out why my portrait stream was just slightly off. Hello, how are you? Oh, goodbye. Hello, how are you? Hello? Hello.
Hi, is this the guy from the stream?
Yep. Is this the guy from the phone?
Dude? It is the guy from the phone, yeah.
All right, awesome. How old are you?
I'm 37.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I do not.
All right, sorry, man. I'm only looking for Trump supporters right now, but I hope you have a wonderful day, okay?
You too, buddy. Bye.
All right, we're going to keep this thing going. La da da da. We're going to see if we can get to somebody that actually wants to have a conversation. Oh, we'll get there soon. Hello?
Hey, man, I just wanted to call to see if the number was real. It is real. I don't support Trump, man. He's a piece of shit. Fuck Trump.
Why would you think the number isn't real?
I don't know, man. I never called one of these numbers before.
Oh,
But it's real.
yeah, it sure is. All right.
Holla back, man. Like and subscribe to the video, y'all.
There you go. Hello, how are you?
Hello there. Can you hear me okay?
All right. Yeah, just trolls. Trolls so far. That's okay. Funny enough, I'm actually happy to get back to TikTok. There's actually less trolls, funny enough. Hello, how are you?
Good. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
I am 32.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I support him over the others.
You support him what?
Over the others.
Over the others? Well, there is no others.
kind
It's
of the
just
greater-
him
it's
in
kind
the
of the-
presidency right
It's kind of
now.
the greater of two evils is why I support him.
Well, he's definitely the greater of two evils. I agree with that.
Do you think Kamala would have been better?
I think that a snapping turtle would have been better.
Right, but we only had two options.
Yes, we did. One person who was highly educated and more overqualified to be the president, if that's somehow possible. And the other one was Donald Trump.
Right.
So
do you agree with the deportation at all? Do you think he's I mean, I feel like he's going about it the wrong way. I think he's doing extra that he shouldn't be doing. But do you agree with, illegals shouldn't be here if they're not legal?
illegals shouldn't be here. Well, first of all, people aren't illegal. Acts are illegal. People are not. Okay, so let's start there. Second of all, do I believe that we should have strong border policy? I absolutely do. I think that that's across the board that everybody I know believes that, right? But the way
Right.
that Donald Trump is trying to deport people that have been here for 20 years, trying to take away things like birthright citizenship, trying to, get rid of DACA, like things like that are absolutely horrific. I think that instead of trying to deport 11.6 million undocumented immigrants that are projected to be in this country over the last 50 years, it makes a lot more financial sense and it benefits the U.S. and our economy a lot more if we just find better pathways to make them legally here. While also
I agree. That's why-
simultaneously putting up, good border security in order to, make sure that we know who's coming in here.
I agree. But I honestly, I really don't support Trump as much as I did. I thought he would do it a little bit better. My son is actually, his mother, she is legal, but she came here illegally at 10 years old. Her mother brought her here. So it's scary for me. But I do agree with some of the deportation stuff. I just didn't think he would be inhumane about it. So
Why
but
not?
Biden, they took down the wall. They sold the wall. I think what the Democrats wanted to do, I think they wanted to bring in as many illegals as they could, and
Well,
kind
sir,
of give the Democratic Party
but what you said wasn't true. You do realize that, right?
what they took down the wall.
They did not take down the wall.
They didn't sell it to other companies.
No, they sold off the stuff that had been sitting there and had already weather rotted. They sold off that stuff that couldn't be used for the wall. The money that was allocated for the wall was allocated by Congress. The president doesn't have the ability to stop it. What Biden did is instead of building Donald Trump's wall, which was already falling apart and already had, migrants just flying over it at a high rate of speed, he just used it to fix and fill gaps in the wall that we've had there for 100 years. Like a wall isn't something new. We've had a wall at the southern border for 100 years. Is it a perfect wall? No. Is there a perfect wall? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? But he used those finances in order to build up our wall that was already there. Donald Trump only built I think it was 49 miles of new wall.
Okay. Yeah, see, I was unaware of that. From what I heard or what I was told is that the Biden administration actually went and took down part of the wall that was there and sold it to companies. And the companies were willing to sell it back to Trump, but they were doubling the price of it. That's what I was aware of.
No, it was just materials that were supposed to be used for the wall under the Trump administration that had just sat there and then hadn't been used.
Okay.
But it wasn't actually taking down any part of the wall. Again, Donald Trump only put up 49 miles of new wall. Of wall where there wasn't already a wall.
Right. Okay. Well,
So-
I mean, like I said, I guess the only reason, like I said, is that I supported him like I did was because I thought that he would have a better impact for us than everyone else did from Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't understand why you would think he would be better, considering he was already president and already wasn't better.
It's just the fact that he knows how to do business. He wasn't as into politics as they were. Kamala, she was. I mean, I know Trump lies too. Everybody does, especially in that position. But I mean, her lies are so obvious, and a lot of times she never answered the question straight at all.
Neither does
So
Donald
to
Trump.
me, it just I understand that, but I don't know.
But
It
this
just
whole
seemed I
this
said,
whole
it seemed
he's
the better
a
of the two.
businessman thing is a joke. Also, he's bankrupted 7 different businesses. He bankrupted 2 casinos, which are literally like a permission to just print money. Like people just walk in and give you money, and he found a way to bankrupt both of those. At the time he took presidency in 2016, if you adjusted the money that his father had given him for inflation, he lost money over that amount of time. So he would, with this whole idea that he's a good businessman is a joke.
But didn't he? I know his father gave him millions, but didn't he turn that into billions?
Yeah, that's called inflation.
Right, but he was smart enough to work the system, even if he did go bankrupt.
Sir, if he had taken the money his father would give him and put it in a low yield savings account and not touched it, he would have been richer than he was before.
Right.
Yeah, richer than he is now. Like literally, he lost money. He could have literally just taken the money and put it in a low yield savings account and done no business, and he would have been richer.
Mm.
So that's not being a good businessman. A good businessman doesn't do worse than a low yield savings account.
Right. Yeah, I understand he could have made more, but I mean, I don't know anybody that's in millions and billions. So either way, he did something right, I think.
Sir, if I gave you $430 million in the 60s, and again you did nothing with it, you'd be a billionaire.
Right.
That's not special, man. That, like if someone had given, like, I'm 38 years old, if someone had given me 400 and something million dollars 20 years ago, I'd be a billionaire. It's not difficult. Saying that you're somehow, special or good at business somehow because you can just be given money is crazy.
Well, he's definitely good at manipulating.
Well, that's true. He is very good at manipulating people.
That goes in his favor, I think, and that's probably part of the reason why he won.
Oh, I'll give you that one all day long. He's very, very good at manipulating people. I mean, I tell you, he's much better at running for president than he ever is at being president.
Right. And another thing I wanted to say actually is I want to see how you feel about this. If you look at like YouTube videos of the past, like I don't know what year it was, the 90s, 80s, 70s, he was talking about, if I ever ran for president, it would be because I feel like the country needs me.
Well, sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing you right now, man. There's like dinging in the background. It's kind of muted, like muffled. What were you saying?
That's okay. So if you like for the Democratic Party as a whole, like even Hillary and everybody, if you look back like in copy videos of the past, they always change their opinion. They always change their ideas based on what they think people want. And the one thing that it seems to me that I noticed about Trump is he never changed his ideas or opinions. He just stuck to what he believed in, and he always said that if I don't really want to run for president, but if I did, it would be because I thought the country would need me. So
he also said if he ever ran for president, he'd run as a Republican because they're stupid.
Well, I mean, that might have some logic behind it.
Yeah, sir, Donald Trump changed his opinion and mind all the time. He was a Democrat, then he was a Republican. Then he ran for president as in the Reform Party in 2000. Then he went back to being a Democrat, and then he went back to being a Republican. Let's talk about abortion. He changed his stance on that consistently. I mean, actually, in like a 2-week period, not too long ago, he said that Florida's ban was, 6-week ban was too restrictive, and then he said it wasn't restrictive enough, or then he said it was just right, and then he said it wasn't restrictive enough. And he changed that opinion all within like a 2-week span. Not to mention the fact that he's changed whether he's pro-choice or pro-life all the way, across the board. Donald Trump is not consistent, but the thing about it is changing your mind on certain things is a sign of intelligence. That's the biggest problem with Donald Trump's economic policy right now, is that he's stuck in an economic policy that maybe made sense in the 80s, but no longer makes sense now. This whole idea of over tariffing all these countries and like trade deficits are somehow bad is like a 1980s economic policy. Well, we need people to change their opinions because we're not in the 80s anymore. It's not smart to hold those same opinions and just keep holding those same opinions just because they're your opinions. Your opinion should progress. You know what I'm saying? It should evolve. It should become better.
Change with the world, change with the time.
Yeah, exactly. So saying that like Donald Trump is good because he doesn't, hold the emotional, the intellectual like intelligence to change his opinion as times change, that's not a good thing.
I understand what you're saying. I don't know. I think everybody really wants is a president that actually cares and that, can actually keep their word, And I don't think his first word was terrible. And I think Biden, if he was an average citizen, I don't think he could get a job at McDonald's.
Well, that would be crazy.
I don't know why they let him stay president. He couldn't think, he couldn't do anything, and then everybody else came in and all the other Democrats came in and supported him. I just don't understand why you can let a person like that be a leader of the country. I just don't get it. So I kind of lost my faith in Democrats. That's what happened. Well,
that's pretty crazy to say that somebody that doesn't have the ability to think past the largest infrastructure bill that the United States has ever seen. Forgave student debt for hundreds of thousands of people, had one of the most sweeping pieces of legislation to help veterans in the history of the United States. Right, isolated us from chip manufacturing from Asia with the Chips and Sciences Act, which not only created hundreds of thousands of manufacturing jobs that pay 6 figures and also don't require anything higher than a high school diploma, while also making sure that the United States never got into a situation where we were reliant on Taiwan or other Asian countries in order to have chips. To say that somebody that couldn't think did all of that, that's pretty wild, considering that's more than Donald Trump has done in his first term or in this term combined. So that guy you said who couldn't think, who couldn't do anything, who couldn't get a job at McDonald's, just is pacing Donald Trump in his legislative acts.
Well, I still believe that about Biden, just by the way he acted. like I said, I mean, he couldn't really talk. He couldn't even put a sentence
Sir,
together.
I don't know
I
where you
think-
guys.
I
Sir,
think-
I'm sorry. I'm
think
so
other
tired of hearing this
people-
bullshit about Joe
people
Biden
We're
can't
telling
talk.
him what to do.
You could
That's what
literally pull up 1,000 different speeches from Joe Biden where he talks perfectly clearly and very intellectually for like hours at a time. What are you
Is that
talking
recent?
about? What do you mean recent, sir? You're talking about in the last like 6 months? Yes. Of his presidency?
I would have
100%.
to look that up.
Yeah, sir, it's not hard to find. Did he probably have some age-related decline? Yeah, probably. That doesn't surprise me. That's the exact reason why we shouldn't have 80-year-old people in the presidency whatsoever. Okay? But
Well, I
to
don't think
freaking
we're-
say
I don't
that,
think we're too-
but to
I don't
say
think
that,
we're too
sir,
different in agreeing
sir,
on that.
but to say that and then defend Donald Trump, who literally doesn't know like that English is the national language of Liberia, or says that he has a trade deal with the EU while holding a blank set of papers with his signature on it, calling it a trade deal, while talking to somebody who's not even part of the EU. Okay. Or just literally when he was in Scotland this weekend, where people were asking him very direct questions and he was just like, huh? What? Huh? I can't understand you. What are you talking about?
Right.
Or just the blatant amount of just lies or not understanding what the hell is even going on within his own government. His own admittance said that, oh yeah, if this was going on, then I would know about it. And then literally an hour later, it said it was going on, and or an hour before that, Donald Trump, it was announced by his own cabinet and staff that it was going on, and he didn't know anything about it. So either he doesn't know what's going on in his government, or he's not cognitively able to comprehend what's going on in his government. Okay.
Right.
And this is what's going on right now. So if you want to make complaints about Joe Biden, freaking, maybe towards the end of his presidency, not, being too old to be the president, maybe, mixing up some words and maybe being a little sick and all that sort of stuff, I have no real complaints with you on that. That's probably the truth. This is why I thought Biden should have dropped out of the race earlier. That makes complete
I don't
sense to
hate
me.
the man. I just
sir,
want somebody in office that
but sir, to say that his
do what he needs to
presidency
do.
as a whole was a failure because of the last freaking 4 or 5, maybe even 6 months of his presidency being a little bit, him not being able to, hold conferences as much or having speeches as much as he had before. Like to say
Right.
that his entire presidency was a failure, even though some of the things that you're probably benefiting from right fucking now are only because
I don't
Biden was
remember
president.
saying his entire president was a failure. I don't remember saying that.
Yeah, you said he never should have been president. He never could have gotten a job at McDonald's. That is what you said.
Yeah, with the way he acts. You're a leader of the world.
Again, sir, he
gotta
was
have- you
respected
have to be able to
across
have
the board
Our
by.
conversations.
He was literally respected across the board by freaking foreign leaders, unlike Donald Trump, who got laughed off the UN Council
That's
floor.
because they gave him what he wanted. What they wanted. That's why.
No, Donald Trump is doing that,
China
and they
doesn't make
still don't respect
billions
him.
off of us.
China doesn't. Are you talking about the trade deficit?
Yeah, do they make billions and we lose money? And
No,
Do you
we
agree
don't
with that?
lose money. We just buy more stuff than China does. As
I think China's
consumers,
using it.
that's
I
a
agree with
trade.
that part.
That's just a trade deficit, sir. A trade deficit isn't necessarily bad. I have a trade deficit with Publix. Does that make it Publix bad,
No, I just think we could do better.
sir? Then, sir, do you know what a trade deficit is?
No, not exactly.
Sir, a trade deficit just means we buy more from a country than they buy from us. Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
I
and
understand
the
that.
reason because of that is because they produce cheap freaking throwaway goods that Americans use and then don't care about, while Americans create goods that are, higher priced, more expensive, supposedly better quality, except for, in certain industries. And so when you want something that, is higher quality, you spend more money and you buy that stuff from here. And when you want cheap quality stuff that you can throw away, like I don't care about what broom I have in my house, I buy it from China off of Temu. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But saying that because we are the largest consumer nation on the planet and we buy more from other countries than we sell to other countries, that somehow those other countries are stealing from us is not correct, sir. It's just simply not. And plus, Donald Trump hasn't created any good trade deals with China to fix this problem. He raised our tariffs 150% on China, 15% on China.
Yeah, no,
and then
he called
and then
it big
China
nuts.
raised 115% on us, putting like freaking thousands of soybean farmers out of business in the United States. And then Trump folded, dropped the tariffs 115%. And then China went and dropped the tariffs 115% also. So he
where's
hasn't
all our
created a
debt
deal.
coming from?
Hmm?
Where's all our debt coming from?
All our debt is coming from presidents overspending within our government, just like Donald Trump, who added $8.4 trillion to our national debt in his first term and another $4 trillion on this term.
What are they spending it on, though?
Well, Donald Trump is spending it on giving tax breaks to rich people.
Okay. What were the Democrats spending it on?
The Democrats spent it a lot. Well, a good portion of it was on COVID. Some of Trump's was from COVID too. And then, just there was some just bad government spending. The budget hasn't actually been balanced since Clinton.
I just wish they would invest more in us instead of giving everything away to everybody else.
Again, Biden had the largest infrastructure bill in American history. $1 trillion directly back to the American people. He lowered insulin costs for Medicare patients down to $35, something that Donald Trump tried to do and couldn't even get done. The PACT Act, which gave more money back to our veterans, right? Like, there's a ton of stuff where the Biden administration did spend money directly back to the people. Where did Donald Trump spend money back to the people?
I don't know.
Because he didn't. He gave the money to rich people.
I don't know. I just know we're struggling more and more, and it doesn't seem like anybody's helping anybody. We're helping everybody else. Whether it's Trump, Biden, whoever it is, nothing's really getting better.
No, sir, things were getting better, actually. We had COVID, which is the largest economic disaster in this country since the Great Depression, and the entire world's inflation rate went to 10%. And under Biden's leadership, we recovered faster than any industrialized nation on the planet.
The inflation went up when Biden was in.
Because it went up across the world, sir. I just said the world's inflation rate went up over 10%. The world's,
right, so why is
not the U.S.'s.
Wars? Why is that? Because we're not getting along with people?
Because of COVID, sir.
COVID has been gone for a while.
Yes, sir. But just because COVID, the virus, leaves doesn't mean that the economics effect of COVID just go away along with it.
It's went away where I live. I mean, I don't think there's any reason for, to go to the store.
You're right.
Eggs are 7 and then they go up to 20 the next week when I go there. I don't understand.
Well, sir, the reason eggs went up is because of the avian flu, not because of anything that a president did.
Right. So if that's the case, then why are we talking about Trump not lowering it? How does he have a choice in lowering?
He
something?
doesn't.
They don't have a choice in hiring something.
He doesn't have the ability to lower prices. He's admitted that he doesn't have the ability to lower prices, but he does have the ability to put economic policies in that raise them by taxing things.
Right. So what is he really doing that's so wrong or different?
Well, do you like things being more expensive?
We just talked about that.
So you don't like things being more expensive?
The presidents have no control over that.
No, Donald Trump is taxing you more on imported goods. That is literally making things more expensive.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
but
Donald Trump just had a framework for a deal. Let's not call it an actual trade deal because it wasn't. But Donald Trump just had a framework of a deal that just said that you are now going to pay 15% more on every single product that comes from Europe.
Yeah. You know what I think? I think he's trying to change things that should have been changed a long time ago that takes 50 years to change in 4 years. That's what I think.
And what is that he's trying to change? It's going to take 50 years to change.
Everything.
No,
the
you're going to have to
have never been the way it was. The border, there shouldn't be this many people here like that. Sir, that takes away a lot of tax money. That takes away a lot of stuff from people.
Actually, undocumented immigrants just in 2024 spent about $34 billion in federal taxes and contributed over $100 billion in federal, local, and state taxes. So, no, it's not taking money away from anyone.
How can they contribute in taxes if they don't have taxes?
They do have taxes, sir. First of all, everybody pays sales taxes, so you have those taxes immediately.
I think it depends on where
also on top of that, a lot of states do actually allow undocumented immigrants to get things like I-10, so they can actually work and pay income taxes.
Yeah, it depends on where you live in New York and stuff like that. They just get paid cash. That's it.
That's not true also, sir. The people in New York, I don't care whether you live there, sir. The people that were sent to New York were asylum seekers, and they were given a 3-month stipend of $12.53 a day, I believe. And if you live there, you know that $12.50 a day for food per person is not enough to survive off of in New York. And the
it's not
alternative to
about
that,
anywhere.
the alternative to that was they were on the streets starving to death. Would you have preferred that option?
No, but I don't know.
Well, the
I
only
think
reason
take
that
more of
they're,
a
by the way,
to
the
the
only
left.
reason those asylum seekers made it to New York was because of Republicans to begin with. Because Greg Abbott not only sent them to New York, but brags about sending them to New York.
I don't know about that. I
Yeah.
don't know about that. I mean,
I mean,
Biden
you
had
can
an
go,
open border
you can
policy
go
and all
on
that
Greg
kind of stuff.
Abbott's,
I think
you can go on
they
Greg
just did
Abbott's
it for more
website.
votes.
You can go on
They
Greg
just-
Abbott's
they just-
website. He brags about it.
They did it for more votes.
Yeah, sir.
That's why they make it
yeah,
impossible for them to become legal, because they just want people to support the Democratic Party for generations. Their
yeah.
children are gonna grow up. The
Latino,
Democrats
sir.
are going to favor the
Latino,
Democrats.
sir.
It's gonna
Latino
have millions
immigrants,
and millions of more votes, and then the Democrats never have to worry about not being
sir.
in
Latino
power.
immigrants voted 50-50 for Trump. So if the Democrats' plan
Yeah.
is to bring in more undocumented migrants to help their numbers, it's not a very good plan because again,
What do you mean vote at 50-50? They're not going to be able to vote if they're here illegally.
yeah, of course, sir. But you do realize we had other migrants
Right,
that
so
come in
50-50
before,
doesn't mean anything.
sir.
That's 50-50
Listen,
of the legal.
sir. Please stop
immigrants.
crashing out. Okay,
I'm not crashing out. I'm just communicating back.
you
We're having a
are,
two-way
sir.
conversation.
You are, sir. Latino immigrants that can vote, people that have become citizens, vote about 50-50 for Trump, for Trump. Because people that come from those nations are normally very, very Catholic countries, and they usually tend to vote more conservative. So again, if you're expecting the fact that Democrats are bringing in people to be able to vote, it is a very, very, very bad plan because they vote conservative about 50% of the time.
Yeah, I mean, that could be true now. But like we said, you change with the times and everything, right? So if they're voting conservative now, but then the Republicans are going against them while the Democrats are going for them, later that could change.
Then maybe the Republicans should stop going against them if they want their vote.
I understand that too, but like I said, my point was,
Oh no,
the Democrats opened the border for
the
that
Democrats did
future
not open
plan.
the border.
That's what I believe.
The Democrats did not open the border.
Did Trump close the border?
No, because you can't close something that's not open.
Okay, but did he make it harder for people to cross? Did he put more guards?
Yes,
there?
he made it.
Did
He
do
made
better
it. He
inspection?
made it much harder for documented migrants to come into this country. Correct.
And you said he built what? You said 49 miles or something. What did you say he built?
49 miles of new
The
wall.
wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I see the logic behind what I'm saying. I mean, I might be wrong. You know, everybody's wrong sometimes, but
You are, but that's okay.
that's the way it seems to me.
Well, sir, here's why you're wrong, and it's not that you're not a smart person. You sound like a very intelligent guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no doubt about that. But what you're doing is you're starting from a place that Trump is good, and then you're trying to make all of the facts and data fit what you already believe, right?
No,
And the
I
second
don't-
that you,
I don't any longer believe Trump is good.
yeah, the second you can start realizing that that we need to start from a place of facts and actually look at the numbers and the data, and then make our decision on whether Trump is doing a good job from that spot, then the quicker you'll realize that the things that you're saying don't make any sense. Okay, because
Right.
you're just you're defending him off of numbers that don't even make sense and aren't logical. Okay, but hey,
Well,
it has been good
I mean-
talking to you. I am going to move on to the next caller, but I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay.
You too, brother.
All right, man. Bye. All right. Well, we're gonna keep on going to the next. No, he's not a bad guy, man. He just some people are just misinformed. It's okay. KX, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. It says America is great again under Trump. Host is a goof. Okay, well, you sound like you maybe try to do better than that last guy, so maybe you should try that now. I don't know. I think I made a pretty good argument there. And Pixie, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said, do you know anything about the executive order to make English the official language and what it will mean? I will be completely honest with you. I have not really gotten into that. I have not really gotten into that executive order yet. That is something I need to get into a little bit more. It's not something I've had time to do. I've been looking a lot into trade deals and all that sort of stuff lately, but so I'm sorry, Pixie. I will get that answer back to you. That I will promise you. I will get that answer back to you, and that way you can have that answer. But I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the super chat. All right, y'all. Again, if you guys would like support, I do have the super chats open. I like to put them up on the screen, have conversations about them, talk about them. So if you have questions, if I can't answer it, I will get back to you on them. I promise you that. We're going to move on to the next caller. But if you'd like support, I do have that. I do have memberships open. But more importantly than that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you turn those notifications on so you know when I post new content or when I go on live. I do have both my lives open right now, so I really appreciate you guys and thank you guys so much. Hello, how are you?
Doing?
Hi, how old are you?
I am 52 years old. I'm a registered Democrat. And I'm going to say these Trump supporters are so stupid. They got played by a felon. And I'm going to tell you, you are doing a great job with your show. You calling them out. I'm really proud of you, young man. They got played by a felon, and he won't release the Epstein files, and he's a pedophile. And these Trump supporters, I'm in Rochester, New York, if you want to do something about it.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. Thanks for the call. Jesus Christ. Hello, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
Hello?
Hi, how old are you?
I am 29.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Actually, no.
All right. Hey, sorry. I am only looking for Trump supporters right now. I really appreciate it. Please only call in if you're a Trump supporter. I don't want to have to be rude and just hang up on you and be a jerk. But I will. Hello, how are you?
I think you're a filthy nigger.
All right, man. Anything else?
Oh, damn, you're gonna let me stay this time?
Who are you?
Nigger, 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 nigger.
Oh, well, shows you didn't have too much intelligence to go behind that, did you? Hello, how are you?
Hello there. How are you doing?
Hello, how are you?
Good. How's it going?
It's going well. How old are you?
44.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes. I was watching the guy previously, and I was like, please just hang up with this dude because he is not that intelligent.
Oh, I didn't think he was a bad guy. I think he was just young and learning.
Yeah. And so, yeah, a couple points on what you guys were talking about. What exactly has Trump lied about?
What exactly has Trump lied about? What in reference to what?
Well, you said he's lied multiple times since taking office.
Well, he lied over 30,000 times just in his first term alone.
That was the liberal media paying him.
That was independent fact checkers, sir, and he lies literally consistently. He said that freaking noise from windmills cause cancer, or that freaking sound from windmills kills whales. He tried to say we should nuke hurricanes. He talked about Hannibal Lecter. He said that we were bombing airports in the Revolutionary War. The guy's list of lies goes on and on and on and on and on. I mean, hell, even currently right now, he keeps saying that other countries are picking up the tab for tariffs. That's a fucking lie. He's lying about trade deals that the other countries are coming around saying that, he's saying that other countries are going to trade deals with the other countries are coming around saying that they're not. He said that they were going to release the freaking Epstein files. That's currently not happening. I mean, what is he not lying about? What are you talking about?
And so, like, let's talk about the windmills. Do you realize these propellers are like over 60 feet long, and they're made out of fiberglass, and they only last an average of 5 years? It takes one tractor trailer to cut up one single fiberglass.
Awesome. Can you please explain to me how the wind from the windmills is causing cancer? Or sorry, the noise of the windmill is causing cancer?
I wouldn't doubt it. I work for...
All right, awesome. Do you have any proof that it does? Because the entire scientific community disagrees with you, and literally every single person who's ever even seen a windmill disagrees with you. So do you have any actual evidence to show that noise from windmills is causing cancer?
Yes, because RF, or radio frequency from radio frequency towers, causes sickness in workers in the electrical industry. And radio frequency sickness is an actual thing. And I don't doubt that windmills would create the same thing.
Yeah, sounds great, man. A windmill isn't a radio frequency tower.
And so,
A windmill is not a radio frequency tower. So
yeah, and he is also enforcing immigration laws that were put on the books in 2012 under the Obama administration under a Supreme Court
no,
ruling.
sir, we're talking about all of Trump's lies. You're saying Donald Trump doesn't lie about anything. It's the liberal media. I would like to stick on the lies. So should we start nuking hurricanes?
I wouldn't say nuke a hurricane.
Oh, you think that would help it?
No.
Oh, Donald Trump did. Do magnets work underwater?
When? When did he say that?
That we should nuke hurricanes in his first term?
So we're talking about his second term.
Oh, so all of his lies in the first term don't matter. We're just talking about lies in the second term. Copy. How about when he said he was going to end the war between Ukraine and Russia within 24 hours of being president-elect?
Yeah. Give me your references. Let me look them up.
What do you mean the references? He said it at every freaking rally he had for like 6 months leading up to the presidency. Are you not paying attention to Trump? Because he said that like probably 1,000 times.
Give me a reference. I'll look it
Sir,
up. Right now.
I'm sorry, sir. If you can't be bothered to look up what Donald Trump said 1,000 times, then I really don't know why we're even having this conversation. You're saying that Donald Trump doesn't lie, but then literally the lie he told probably more than anything, you just, plugged your ears and went like, la, 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 la. He's not saying anything, la, 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 la.
No. So you're not admitting that the liberal media lied about Donald Trump for his first 4 years with a smear campaign?
The liberal media lied about Donald Trump from a smear campaign. Why are you trying so hard to get off of the subject of Donald Trump lying?
I just want to
Well,
know
first you just tried to
exactly
switch it to immigration, and now you're trying to switch it to something about the liberal media. I'm not talking about the liberal media. You said, what has Donald Trump... You said, no, you came up here. I didn't. You came up here to me and said, what has Donald Trump lied about?
Exactly.
Okay. And so I gave you the things that Donald Trump lied about. Now I'm asking you to explain to me how they weren't lies.
For 4 years, all they did was smear him.
You see how he suddenly does not want to have this conversation with me at all about Donald Trump lying. All of a sudden, as soon as we're now at a point where I'm trying to get him to explain all of Donald Trump's lies, we didn't even get to the Epstein files and where those are at. Okay. But as soon as I'm actually asking him to explain some of Donald Trump's lies, now he's tried to switch to immigration. Now he's talking about the liberal media and like all that sort of stuff. I don't give a shit about the liberal media. I care about the fact that our president is lying to us.
The media's been lying to us.
The media lies all the time. That's why the fairness doctrine shouldn't be overturned. I'm talking about the president of the United States and the words that are coming out of his mouth, not about what the media is saying.
I'm looking up Donald Trump nuking hurricanes. And it's, he said they should explore the idea. He didn't say that they should do it. So, wrong.
Why don't you look up? Why don't you look up when he talked about the late great Hannibal Lecter?
It's a fictional character.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Trump wasn't.
I'm not going to talk about fictional shit.
Donald Trump did.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. Well, if Donald Trump does, thinks Hannibal Lecter's a real guy, late great Hannibal Lecter, that makes a lot of sense to me, but that's fine. But
I mean, shit. You want to make a argument? Hitler was a great leader.
That's weird to say out loud.
I don't agree with what he did, but he was able to get a whole country behind him from the use of propaganda, just like Obama did. They overturned a propaganda law that was on the books since 1947, and that's why we started seeing such polarizing news starting in 2014, because they realized that propaganda is a great weapon in order to amass the people. And that's what we saw.
When you get to the part of a conversation where you're talking about how, Schmittler was a good person, I think you kind of lost it, man. So I'd let you know.
I'm not saying he was a good person.
All right, what did Obama overturn?
A propaganda law that
Which
was
law?
put on the book in the propaganda law.
What law? The propaganda law is what it's called? The propaganda law.
Yeah, I don't know the H3714 or whatever it is. I don't know the actual law. But if you look at it, under a Democratic-led Congress and Democratic-led Senate and Democratic-led executive branch,
Sir, I can't look up anything because you can't even tell me what law I'm supposed to be looking at.
2014 under Obama, propaganda. Look it
Yeah,
up.
I just did. It does, nothing shows up.
Yeah. And so they overturned that, and that's why
You're
we
talking
started
about
seeing-
2012 with the Smith Modernization Act?
No.
Yeah.
I
Key takeaways. The Smith Modernization Act of 2012 did not make it legal for the media to purposely lie to the American people. It allowed government-sponsored news and information intended for foreign audiences like Voice of America to be accessible within the United States. It lifted restrictions on the domestic dissemination of government-funded media and promoted transparency and allowing Americans to access the content. Sorry, I should have put that on the screen so everyone could have seen it. My bad.
And that's why all of a sudden in 2014 we started hearing white cop shoots black kid.
No, sir. That's because white cops had been shooting black kids for a long time. Oh, that's the
And
wrong
they've been
screen.
doing it since the 80s, but we never heard headlines like that.
So what you're saying, sir, is that all of a sudden in 2014, the news started reporting accurately.
No.
Because what you're saying is that according to under the Obama administration, that we started hearing reports that white cops were shooting black kids. And since that was something that was true and actually happening, that's not propaganda, sir. That's actually things that were truly happening.
No. And as soon as it would happen, according to Saul Alinsky's Rules for Radicals, which is like the Democrat playbook, never let a tragedy go to waste. And Obama would take to the microphone.
Yeah, so I'm still just going to go ahead and wait for that act that you're talking about, sir, where Obama did all this like horrible stuff, because I still can't find it. So what was this propaganda act you were talking about?
Yeah, that's the exact one.
The exact one that specifically says and is on the screen that it did not allow for media to be able to lie and have propaganda.
So then how come they're not reporting on white cops shooting black kids anymore?
They do,
telling me
like
that's
literally all the time.
I haven't seen one of those, and I haven't seen a city burning since the end of the Obama administration.
Really? Donald Trump just said LA was burning.
Yeah, because they're protesting ICE.
Hold on, sir. So which
Doing
one
their
is
job.
it? Has there been no cities burning since the Obama administration, or has there been a city burning? And Donald, which one is it?
Well, was there a headline that?
Well, it's just yes or no. Is LA burning or not, sir?
No. Was
Oh,
there
well
a
then
white
then
cop
there
that
you
shot
go.
a black kid in
There's
LA?
then there's Donald
Is
Trump
LA
lying.
burning because
Thank you.
a white cop
Thank
shot
you.
a black kid?
Thank you for proving the fact to me that Donald Trump lies. I appreciate that.
No, it's what you're
No,
saying
you just said
is-
because Donald Trump specifically said that LA was burning to the ground before he sent the National Guard in. That's exactly what he said. And then since you're now telling me that the city is not burning down, you are now admitting the fact that Donald Trump's lying. So remember that question when you talked to me earlier and you were like, "Oh, Donald Trump doesn't lie. What does he lie about?" Well, there's one for you right there.
I remember at least a dozen cities burning between 2014 and 2015.
Really? Which ones?
St. Louis.
St.
Detroit,
Louis burning. All right, let's see if we
Chicago.
can find where St. Louis was burning. Did St. Louis burn down? Let's see. Oh, that is true. St. Louis did burn down. That's pretty crazy. man.
Baltimore.
Yeah, hold on. I'm still on St. Louis, sir.
Yup.
Yeah,
And
St. Louis
every
did burn
time the
down.
president took to the
Apparently,
microphone-
that was in that was in 1849. Often referred to as the Great Fire of St. Louis, this fire significantly impacted the city, particularly the riverfront area, and led to substantial damage and loss of life. Here's a breakdown of the event. The fire started on the steamboat White Cloud, docked in the St. Louis harbor. The fire quickly spread to other steamboats and into the city's waterfront. The fire destroyed 15 city blocks along the riverfront, including 23 steamboats and a large quantity of freight. The fire spread to the business district, causing significant damage to commercial buildings and leading to the loss of important records. Man, that's freaking horrible. I didn't know St. Louis burned down. That's a little earlier than Obama's administration,
Ferguson,
though,
Missouri.
by about 150 years. But
Ferguson, Missouri.
Ferguson, Missouri. All right. Did Ferguson, Missouri burn down?
2014.
Did Ferguson, Missouri burn
25
down?
fires.
Let's see. La da da. Oh, that's not Missouri. Yep.
In the
Nope.
shooting
Didn't
of
burn
Michael-
down.
25 fires were started.
25 fires were started? Oh,
Yeah.
no. So that means the city burned down.
I mean, would you want 25 fires in your city?
There was 5 over 2 years. One was at a Little Caesars.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this? Maybe I can put this. Maybe I can help
Maybe
you
you're
out
a
here.
little too young
So,
to remember.
how old are you?
But I remember watching the news.
How old are you?
And seeing 44.
Oh, we're like the same age. Calm down. Literally, there was a barbecue restaurant really close to my house that actually burned down. There was a kitchen fire and it caught on fire. So I guess my city is also burning down.
I didn't say that.
Oh, well, sir, if a restaurant burning down means that your city was burning down, then I guess that
No,
means my city also
2014.
burned down.
In 2014, the fires in Ferguson, Missouri were started from the shooting of Michael Brown.
Sir, that is what's called civil unrest. Okay?
Exactly.
I don't
And
which sir,
each and every
sir,
time
sir, hold
one of
on,
these
sir.
shootings happened,
Sir.
Obama took to the microphone and amped up the crowd.
Amped up the crowd. No, sir, there's civil unrest because here's the thing, sir, okay? Black people are getting really, really fucking tired of being shot by cops. Okay? I know you wouldn't understand, sir. I know you wouldn't understand that. Okay?
Well,
I know
I'm
that, the way you're talking about it, it sounds like you would prefer that we would just, shut the fuck up and just get shot and stop fucking whining so goddamn much. Okay?
Well, maybe
But
stop
no, sir, I'm
creating
talking. Sir, I'm
crime
talking.
and
No, I'm
murder
talking
at
now,
the-
sir. Sir, I'm talking now.
It's a low population.
Sir, I'm talking now. I know you would rather us just shut the fuck up and get shot by the cops because you probably don't think that we deserve to live or be here, okay? But when people are upset about consistently having a police brutality happen against them and being unalived and unarmed children being unalived by the cops, I think they have the right to be a little fucking upset, don't you?
Not really, because they represent 11 to 12% of the population, but represent 60% of the murders.
That is
And,
very, very not
50
true. That is a very,
All right.
very false statement. And that entire fucking rhetoric is not only a lie, but it's incredibly racist. Okay. And even when you're talking about freaking that the rate is higher amongst the percent of black people, that's the amount of arrests, not the amount of convictions. And black people have the overwhelming majority of exonerations in this fucking country. So what is actually going on is more black people are being arrested for murders and then they're being released because they didn't do them. And that's because the police just assume that black people commit more crimes, and that's because people like you are racist pieces of shit.
I'm not a racist.
I'm not
I have
asking
two
your
black
fucking
kids.
opinion.
Overall, black Americans are arrested at 2.6 times the per capita rate of all other Americans, and the ratio is even higher for murder.
Yes.
6.3
Arrested,
times.
sir. Well, you want to look at those
And
conviction
robbery?
rates? Hey, sir, you want to look at those conviction rates and then those exoneration rates, or do you just want to look at the fucking arrest rates?
Well, I look at the incarceration rates, and it's if you're getting incarcerated.
Yeah. Who has
it's
the
probably
overwhelming majority of exonerations in this country? It's fucking black people who have the freaking overwhelming majority of arrests that don't result in any crimes being done. Oh, wait, that's also fucking black people.
Oh, so they don't commit any crime.
Of course they commit
Is
crimes.
what you're saying.
Of course they commit crimes. They're also arrested at a much higher rate than they commit those crimes.
So then, how come Asians, which also kind of mimic almost the same? Oh, it's because of their skin color.
There you go. Good job. It's because
Yeah.
they're black, because cops are a bunch of racist fucking assholes, okay? Who
And
fucking
so
arrest,
America's-
who fucking have specifically and systematically over the history of the United States tried to use the arrest system as a form of legal slavery against black people in the fucking United States, okay? And they continue to fucking do it because, again, racist pricks like you spread misinformation about black crime in the United States.
I'm not spreading it. I'm not a cop.
No,
I'm
you're just a
looking at
racist
the
racist
numbers.
prick. Can we get a bunch of ACAB over here in the chat, please? Really appreciate that.
No, it's you got an 1865 mindset, and it's like it's
An
not
1865 mindset? What do you mean by that?
where you think that the slaves were just freed. When have you been a slave?
Are you not familiar with Jim Crow?
And so when was Jim Crow?
Sir, are you not familiar with Jim Crow? When did Jim Crow
Yeah,
end?
it was in Louisiana, Alabama, and Mississippi.
Jim Crow was in a lot of places, but when did it end?
1965.
Oh, man, that's a lot different than 1865, like what you said.
Well, yeah, it was still.
So you
over
mean
50
literally
years
up
ago.
until 1865 or 1965, there was a systematic fucking a systematic freaking arrest of black Americans in this fucking country, that our literal system, even up until 1965, was systematically and legally put against the black people in the United States. Just to let you know, sir, 1965 is when my parents were alive. That's not that fucking long ago. Okay. And
Yeah, but
still
it's
we
not
see
today.
to this still to this day, we still see that, again, black
So then
people
why do-
are
why
not
do we
only
see black
arrested at
people-
higher rates for even when they don't commit crimes, and they are exonerated more than fucking white people, but they serve longer sentences for crimes, even when it's the exact same crime as their white counterparts do. And this is happening still until this day. And you know what? Also, black men are freaking killed at a much higher rate than white men for even the exact same things that are happening by the police. That's still going on.
That's actually incorrect. White men are shot more by police.
Oh, now you don't want to talk about per capita? How much of the population is black people?
Like 12%.
And what rate are we killed by the police?
I have no idea on that.
Oh, see, all of a sudden, when you were talking about freaking black on black crime, or when you were talking about the arrest rates, you wanted to talk about per capita and talk about black men and where, how they ranked in there on the arrest. But now all of a sudden, you don't care about per capita, and you want to bring up the fact that white men are killed more, even though for the fact that black men are killed up at almost the exact same rate or exact same number as white men, even though they only make up 11% of the population.
Look it up.
I did.
How many white
I
men
have,
how
and
many
I'm
black-
explaining it to you right now. You should try listening.
You saucy.
Yeah, and you're a racist prick.
I'm not a racist.
I'm not
I
asking
think
your
that's
opinion.
it.
I thought I made that very clear before.
Yeah, no, you're just a fucking asshole. 'Cause
I'm
you
sorry
think
that you
you're
don't
right.
like a black man actually talking to you in this type of way. Maybe I should just shut the fuck up and go sit in my corner and get shot by the police somewhere, huh? Would that be
I
better
doubt
for
that
you?
you will.
Maybe I should stop whining about all this killing of black people in the United States. Maybe I should just be quiet and not call you on your bullshit. Maybe that would be better for you.
Hold on. I'll look it up right now. Because
Sir, how about you go look up like a whole bunch of things? Like exoneration records or exoneration numbers and unlawful arrests and all sorts of fun numbers. And then maybe once you do all of that, then maybe you should get a black friend. Maybe talk to them for a little bit. And then you can come back up to my live and apologize later, okay? But until then, I'm kind of tired of fucking talking to you because you're kind of a piece of shit, okay?
approximately half the people.
All right. Anyways, we're going to move on to the next caller. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. By the way, I didn't bring up the race conversation. He brought up the race conversation. He wanted to tell me how black people should literally just shut the fuck up and not worry about the fact that we're getting shot at a disproportionate rate by the police. But hey, I didn't bring it up. Just being honest. 5 black friends. Someone said 5 black friends. That's funny. Kalila, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I said, I want to thank Trump's cankles for saving Hawaii from the tsunami. Also, hide your kids, hide your wives. True story. We should thank Trump's cankles more often. I think it's better for all of us. Thank you so much for the super chat, Kalila. And Gringa, Trump is the new Hitler. Is this guy serious? Yeah, it was crazy that he was the one that compared it to Hitler. That was actually quite strange. You don't normally see the Trump supporters the one doing that. I wonder if that was that same guy from Jubilee. Kind of strange. Thank you so much, Gringa. Also, Gringa said this guy wants to feed people to gators also. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does. Sounds like he wants to feed some black people to him along with the migrants or whatever. Seems like he wants to send a whole bunch of people over there to Alligator Alcatraz. If we can even make it there. Thank you so much.
It's insane.
And Kalila, again, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said homeschooling is strong with this one. I would go ahead and say maybe not even like that's all the education he's ever got. But homeschooling might be a little bit too much education for that one. I'm not exactly sure. But thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that. And Brent said, how do you prevent nihilism at a time like this? That's a question I don't have the answer to. That's a constant fight with myself, to be completely honest with you. I think I'm in like a constant fight of fighting nihilistic tendencies every day. Every day I'm on this. Every time I talk to a guest like that last guy, I somehow just like put in the back of my head, I'm like, I have some thoughts like that. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm not the right person to ask in the slightest. Y'all, make sure you guys are hitting that sub button. Make sure you guys are turning those notifications on. We do this every day. I'd say normally we do this every day, but Thursday. But I'm actually going to be streaming this Thursday also. So you guys get to see me on Thursday this week because it's the last day of the month. So we're going to be doing our giveaways and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, if you are a paid member on YouTube, you are going to have a giveaway on this Thursday. So make sure you're there for my live on that night also. It's going to be awesome. And if you want to join and become a paid member, this is a great time to do it. There are a couple tiers for that. So that's a lot of fun. So please consider becoming a member. I think that's really awesome. If you'd also like support, I do have the super chats open. Like I said, I will put them up on the screen, talk about them, have some conversation about them. It's really fun. We get to have a lot of fun talking from our super chats in there. So I'll put those in and get to do stuff like that. I also might flash one if you have a question for a guest or question for me while I'm talking to a guest. I might flash them up and put them up like that too. So, all right, we're gonna move on to the next caller. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Oh, boo-hoo, cry about it. I'm black.
All right, we're going to move on to the next caller because that doesn't sound like somebody I want to talk to. Hello, how are you?
Hi.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. How old are you?
13.
Oh, sorry, man. You got to be at least freaking 18 to be on the live. I do appreciate that, though. Oh, also, make sure you guys are coming back tonight. We are going to be back live tonight around like 6:30 Central. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing okay. What up?
Not bad. How old are you?
30 years old.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I support Trump.
Awesome. Why is that?
Listen. So I've been watching your live for the last maybe 2 days. And then
he's a fan. He's a fan. He's a fan.
I am a fan. And you get a lot of hate comments towards you, but dude, I'm an original black man. I'm not here to down nothing or anything like that. But I just want to say, so growing up, I grew up in poverty, okay? And I was always taught that whenever you do something or ever you want bigger in life, you do not have to blame your circumstances on which you grew up in order to make it out of that. Okay?
I agree.
So when somebody on your thing said something about Trump yesterday, and you said, well, what did Trump do for you? I like the fact that it was a rumor that Trump himself was going to eliminate SNAP benefits. I don't know how true that was. I haven't really been following up on it. I don't really know too much on it. But the reason why is because most black people, and I'm speaking as a whole because I grew up in the black community, I grew up in the hood, I grew up eating block cheese. Most black individuals would prefer, and I'm only using black because I didn't grow up around a whole bunch of white people, or Hispanics or Mexicans, anything of that nature. But the moral of that point is I would love to see SNAP benefits gone. And the reason why is because if you take away all government assistance and things of that nature that keeps the black man and or the black woman down, more black people will rise in the workforce. Now, I do want to say,
Hold on.
not
We're
just
gonna
hitting-
we're gonna stop for a second. First, the majority of people that are on
Yeah, go
SNAP
ahead.
benefits in the United States are white, not black. Second of all, the majority of people that are on SNAP benefits work. Over 60% of people that work for Walmart qualify for SNAP benefits because they're below the line of poverty in order to do that. So saying that removing people food out of people's mouths sometimes helps them is a really pathetic thing. How can people rise up above anything if they can't fucking eat?
So point, you got a good point right there. They have places, okay? I used to be embarrassed to go to the shelter and eat food when I see somebody driving a nice F-150 and I know that they work for it. So the moral of that point was Trump, in my personal opinion, was doing that so the black people could rise. Why do you want food stamps? So you could just sit there and collect?
Sir, food stamps are just sitting there and collecting. It's a fucking thing for poor people who can't afford to fucking eat. And if you can't eat, you can't make your way out of a freaking place, okay? It is important to make sure they have, because if people can eat, then they can actually freaking go and have jobs, right? If you have to stop no, you stop. If you have to stop and go to a food kitchen, that means you can't be fucking working.
That makes no sense.
Okay, let me put it this way. If you're on SNAP benefits and you can go to the store and get certain amounts of food that you can, make at home, that you can pack, then you can now take that and you can go to work. You can go work at a construction job. You can go work wherever you need to work in order to make a living, to be able to help to pull yourself out of the financial situation in which you're in. Okay, if you have to go to a food bank or go to a shelter or whatever to get food, well then guess what, sir? That means you're not at work. Okay, so therefore it's a harder time for you to pull yourself out of the poverty situation in which you have.
No, you misunderstanding what I'm saying.
Proof. No, I'm not. You're saying that we should end SNAP benefits for what? So people can't work? So they can't have a harder time pulling themselves out of the situation?
No. You don't get SNAP benefits to work, man. No.
Yes, over 60%. Over 60% of Walmart's employees qualify for federal benefits. They are working and they still qualify for benefits like SNAP.
Yo, that guy was on your live yesterday and he told you, you asked him, you said, well, what does DEI mean? Okay. He couldn't answer that. But he also spoke on a situation about the snaps. If you're telling me that in order for these people at Walmart to work or to eat anything of that nature, they must have SNAP. No. If you took away SNAPs, that would obviously. Okay, listen. At my job, I get at the end of the year, every year, at my job that I work at right now, I get what you called it's an income thing. So my job matches my household income on what I make a year, and I get a percentage of that. So I don't understand the point of keeping SNAP or keeping this, or all that does is keep black people, to my personal understanding, next door neighbor on SNAP, completely able
yeah, sir,
to work.
86% of people on SNAP benefits work.
Right. So that guy said it yesterday. They are manipulating the system. They do not require, in order for you to get SNAP, you have to.
Sir, you're going to have to keep the microphone near your fucking mouth.
Scrappy, come. Sorry, say that again?
You're going to have to keep the microphone close enough to your mouth so anyone can fucking hear you.
Okay, I'm so sorry, man. My dog got outside. But in order to qualify for SNAP, you must be at some type of poverty level. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay, so you telling me that Walmart workers right now are at a poverty level to where they can't afford $100 in food? The average individual gets $200. I know.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's not true. So why not end that?
That is true. That is specifically true.
What part of it?
You know how we would end that, sir?
How?
By raising minimum wage.
Okay, and that's good. Minimum wage has
Donald
been
Trump
raised.
doesn't want to
When I started-
to raise minimum wage.
Bro, minimum wage, when I worked at Wendy as a young man, I was at $8, $7. Minimum wage
That's what
has
the
gone
federal
up. I'm
minimum
able to
wage is
take
right
care-
now.
Huh?
The federal minimum wage is what, $7.75?
I can't answer that. I do not know the exact minimum wage.
I'm pretty sure it's
I'm telling you-
$7.75. Federal minimum wage.
Listen, whether it's minimum wage or not,
$7.25. So yes, when you
whether
were
it's-
young and worked at Wendy's for $7, $8 an hour, that is still what people are working at now.
No, listen. Trump has created a lot of jobs, man. Let me take that back. In order to create, that means to bring about something that was never there. Trump has brought about opportunities for us black men to be able to work, be able to provide for our family. Most black people in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Alabama, I travel, and you may say, well, how do you know this? I used to do door to door. I used to sell door to door, and all I seen was black men. They were collecting food stamps and selling drugs at the same time. So if you could take away snaps and take away these benefits that the government is just handing out,
Then
and
they'll
put it
just have
towards something-
drugs.
Huh? I'm sorry?
Sir, you're saying that people were selling drugs and on SNAP benefits as if they wouldn't just sell more drugs.
No, listen. Opportunities
sorry,
are
guys, I'm selling drugs and I'm on SNAP benefits.
Yeah,
and
that's
now I
even
need
worse.
to eat.
That's
so
worse.
what I'm going to do,
That's
if you
what
take
black
away
people
the
know.
SNAP benefits, then I'm just going to go back to work. That doesn't even fucking make sense, sir.
Man, listen. Have you ever been on SNAP before?
I have not, no.
Okay, so you're speaking on things that you have no experience with at all.
Sir, I don't need to be on SNAP in order
No,
to
listen,
understand how
you
SNAP
don't-
works.
but listen,
I don't need it,
I'm
sir.
talking about-
Sir, do I need to be a pilot to know that the plane is supposed to fly and not crash?
No, but you have no experience. We're talking
Sir,
about experience.
Sir, I don't need experience in getting SNAP benefits in order to understand that what happens when you take away
You wouldn't
benefits from people
understand,
like
though.
that.
You don't. I look at your lives. You don't even look like you live below the poverty level.
I very much
So when
grew
you
up below
come
the
on
poverty
your-
line. I'm just very pretty.
Well, I don't know that, but I'm just
You
saying.
don't need to know
I'm
that
just
because it's none of
judging
your
off
fucking
look.
business. Because whether or not I grew up below the poverty line or did or did not grow up below the poverty line doesn't change whatsoever in what these benefits do. And the data that we have
It
that
does.
shows,
It doesn't affect
and the
you.
data
if you
that
a
it
working man,
shows.
then you pay into that. I pay taxes every year.
So do I.
Okay, so what I'm telling you is, why would I want my SNAP going towards things that I know that people are taking advantage of? Trump wants to eliminate
Sir,
that, man.
the number of people that are taking advantage of SNAP benefits is like
It's high. It's high.
No,
but
it's
you
not.
wouldn't understand
It's-
that because
sir.
you ain't never been on SNAP, man.
Sir, you're saying I knew a couple fucking guys that abuse the system, and now you're trying to apply that across the entire United States when you don't have any. No. Shh. You don't have the data in order to apply it across the United States.
Man, I was amongst the data.
I
man. That's what I'm
don't
trying to tell
fucking
you.
care. Be quiet. I can yell too.
I'm not trying to listen. I'm not trying to.
I can
disrespect
yell
you, man. I'm
too
just
if
trying
you
to
need
tell
me
you.
to. Okay?
You
I'm
be
trying
on
to
your
talk to
live-
you like you have some fucking sense. Can you start acting like it so I can talk to you like it?
Typical shit. Go ahead. Typical.
Thank you. Okay. We know that we can see how much freaking fraud there is within things like SNAP. It's under 5%. And we see how much it's caught. We catch things like that. But the thing is when Donald Trump defunds things like SNAP, it takes away the people that can catch the fraud. So now there are going to be more ability for people. There's going to be more ability for people to be able to fraud the system because the checks and balances that are in place in things like Medicaid and things like SNAP benefits won't get caught as much. Because those nets in there to actually catch that and to actually make it safe won't be there anymore, and that's really the
That
big
is
issue.
bullshit.
Sir.
You're telling me that they're keeping SNAP in place to catch people on
Hollering,
fraud, man.
bro. He's
That
just
is
hollering.
bullshit.
Sir, it's not a matter of keeping SNAP in place to freaking catch fraud.
Yeah, you're
It is a
telling me
matter
that
of
Trump
the fact.
is keeping SNAP in to catch fraud. You just an
That's
individual
not
that
what I'm
speak on
saying,
things
sir.
that you have
I'm
no
really,
experience
really
with, man.
sorry that you do not have the comprehension skills to understand what I'm telling you, but I'll
No,
try
I do.
it again.
I do.
Well,
I
then
do.
maybe
I
you
do.
can
I'm
understand
amongst
it.
I am amongst
Then
the
maybe
black
you
people
can
that was once on
then
SNAP.
maybe
I
you
made
can
it off of
understand.
SNAP, my boy.
Sir, tons of people make it off
Yeah.
of SNAP. Okay.
No, they don't.
Yes,
I'm
do.
telling you, man.
Yes,
there
they
is
do.
few black men making off a Snap, man.
Sir, plenty of people make
I
it off the
know.
Snap.
You don't know. You don't know, man.
Sir,
you speaking on
if
shit
you can't,
don't know.
if you, sir, if you're gonna act ignorant, then I'll just hang up the phone.
Listen, and you're not being disrespectful when you say ignorant because that only means not knowing. I know, man.
No, you know, I don't mean
know.
ignorant as if you don't know. I mean you're acting ignorant.
Oh,
That's
well,
what I
you
fucking
need to
mean.
use that in the proper context, then, my friend.
Oh, I
you
did.
lack to understand
Everybody
it.
understood it.
Okay, well, I don't care about everybody. I'm just telling you. No disrespect to you. I'm telling you.
You're the one
Stop
hollering like
speaking on
you don't
things
fucking.
that you have no experience with
Sir,
at all.
again, I don't need to have experience with Snap to
So why do you
understand
speak
Snap.
on it?
Okay. Don't need to have one to have the other, sir.
You spreading lies, man.
I'm not spreading lies.
all
I'm
over
spreading data and facts, sir. You, for
Bro,
some
them
reason,
data is bull.
sir. With all due respect, shut the fuck up.
No, you shut the fuck up, bitch
Okay.
ass nigga.
With all
Get your
respect,
bitch ass on. You
shut the
fruitcake
fuck
ass
up.
bitch ass nigga.
Okay.
You want to
You
keep on disrespecting? Ain't nobody disrespecting
No,
you.
I wasn't
You a
disrespecting,
bitch.
but now you're
you
hollering
don't know shit
like
about
a
the
whole
black
little
community.
bitch.
You a mixed nigga. You a mulatto. Your mama is white, nigga. Shut the fuck up, boy.
Actually, my dad was white, and I grew
Right.
up with
Well,
the
fuck
black
your daddy,
side of my
nigga.
family. Yeah,
Stop
I agree.
speaking on
I'm
the
not
black community, nigga.
I'm not a big fan of him, but unfortunately, you don't even understand what fucking the black community is because I am just as fucking. I'm just as fucking black as you. The only difference between you and I is that I'm actually intelligent and you're not. Okay? Because people aren't black based off of whether their mom was white or their dad was fucking white. Okay? People are black based off the color of their skin and the sociological constructs that exist within the United States that it consists of black because black was specifically created in order to keep people of color down. Okay. And when you call things people like mulatto or mixed or whatever, what you're doing is actually helping the rest of the community to be able to do that. Okay. But no, sir, I don't need to be on Snap in order to understand that. Okay. What you need to do is fucking try this thing called reading a book. Okay. Because my family grew up actually quite poor and there were certain benefits that we qualified for growing up. I don't currently qualify for SNAP, and me as a human being, I didn't, because just like I said, people are able to pull themselves off of government assistance. And my parents made sure they worked hard enough to make sure that I was taken care of, that I could actually make sure that I pulled myself out of that. So you're right 100%. I was never on SNAP because I never had to be, thanks to my parents who were able to pull themselves off of government benefits. Okay. But to say that someone doesn't look like it or doesn't act like it because of a certain thing is very fucking sad. All right. Now, I could have educated you very clearly and actually taught you some fucking things, but unfortunately, you want to scream and holler. Okay? And what the words I actually wanted to use for you, I can't use because that's not very social media friendly language. But you're acting ignorant. Okay? What I do hope is that you say you've been watching me for a couple days. I hope that you actually pay attention because maybe you can actually learn what an actual real black man sounds like, not somebody that just comes up hollering and fucking screaming. And what an actual educated black man sounds like and looks like, you could learn a fucking thing or two. So I hope you pay attention so that maybe you can be a little bit of a better person. But have a good one. All right, we're going to move on to the next caller, but let me go through a couple super chats real quick. I really appreciate that. Noise says it's not a race problem, it's a problem race. That's pretty fucking racist, but thanks for the money. Frankie, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said, who's going to fund the food bank shelters he wants people to go to? Apparently a bunch of rich people, he thinks. I guess a bunch of rich white people are going to do it because that's how he feels about it. But no, he apparently thinks that freaking allowing people to eat is keeping people down. What we should do is increase starvation in the United States so that way people can get back to work. What a sad, sad man. Kalali, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said, dude's talking as if he has a family of 8 to 10 kids experiencing layoffs, etc. Black or white, or he is sorry, what does it say? Black or white, or he emotionally want people to starve and die. That's all it is. He was able to pull himself out. He used the benefits like SNAP to pull himself off of things like SNAP. And now he is trying to shut the door behind him. That's all it is. He was able to pull himself up using those benefits because those benefits do help people to help make their lives better. And he, instead of freaking wanting that for other people, he wants to close that door behind him. It's very, very sad. Oh, Kalila also said he bought into a fake dream, so caught up in his feelings with a party that doesn't really give a fuck about his community. And sure as fuck doesn't give a fuck about him. And sure as hell doesn't give a fuck about him. What's there? Oh, freaking who's messing me right now? Oh, I gotta watch that later. Yeah, absolutely. Doesn't give a fuck about him or his community. Thank you so much, Kalila. I really, really appreciate that. Dick said call. Okay, you can call whenever you want. And Mystic, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Said blanket statements. Good job, Polly. Thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all, if you guys would like to support the live, I do have super chats open. I really, really appreciate it. They do help me to keep doing this every day. I don't have any sponsored or brand connects or anything. I just am able to do that based off you guys, your guys' help and support. So I really appreciate that. And another great way to support besides super chats is also becoming a member on here. It does qualify you for the giveaways, which we'll do tomorrow. I plan on doing some Discord voice channel stuff with you guys either today or tomorrow. So I really appreciate that also. And even more importantly, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button or hit that follow button, depending on which social media platform you are on. Hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you turn those notifications on so you know when I do new content. Hello, how are you?
You fucking Milano, you suck my...
Hello, how are you? Hello?
I just want to make sure you can hear me.
I can hear you. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
26.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. How's that? Why is that?
So before I preference this, I just want to say this goes into I don't know if you're into the philosophy or whatever, but have you ever read the works of Friedrich Nietzsche before?
No, I have not.
Okay, so the reason I am in support is because of it's sort of a Nietzschean philosophy that I go by, that I think he sort of, how do I explain it, emulates very well.
Okay.
So Nietzsche first stated, so one thing, it's just don't really do well with.
Is this going to be like a whole 30-minute intro into why you support Trump? Because I'd prefer it if we just got to the point, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't say it's 30 minutes. I mean, Nietzsche's a quite straightforward guy. I mean, so basically, for the first thing is basically, Nietzsche's classic, start digging in your butt, twin. 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 Start digging in your butt. Start digging in your butt, twin. Start digging in your butt, twin. Hello?
Is that all you had?
Well, I mean, start digging in your butt. I just gotta.
Okay.
Start digging in your butt, twin. And I'll be digging. I'll be digging. I'll be digging. I'll be digging in my butt.
This isn't working out how you thought it was, huh? You thought you were going to say that and I was going to hang up on you and you had no plan for what you were going to do after that? Because now you just sound kind of pathetic.
No, low key though.
Yeah, next time you're trying to troll, just do better at it, I guess. I don't know. That was kind of sad. Kind of just felt bad for you by the end, to be completely honest with you. Hello, how are you?
Whoa, crazy. I did not think I was ever going to get through.
Well, you did. Congratulations.
Yeah, cool.
Well, so how old are you?
Sorry. Pardon me?
How old are you?
I'm 41.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes. I mean, it's a little complicated, but yeah.
All right. Why do you support Trump?
I mean, it's more in comparison to the other people that always run and whatever. full transparency, I'm not American, I'm Canadian, so it might be interesting that I say something like that.
No, it's
but
not. It just
for a
makes you
mix of
weird.
different reasons. Fair enough.
Yeah, but I have no.
Despite
I
the
have
fact that
literally
I feel like
zero
you're
will to
gonna
engage.
say some.
No, I just
Sorry?
have zero will to engage with Maple MAGA.
It's
Maple
insane.
MAGA. Okay. Well, but then, I mean, why aren't you hanging up on me then?
Oh, I was going to. I was just being polite and letting you know that I was going to.
Well, I don't get it. How come?
All right. Do. Yeah, I was planning on it. I was just trying to be nice about it. Hello, how are you?
Hey, great. How about yourself, man?
Good. How old are you?
I'm 34, unfortunately.
All right, awesome. Do you support Trump?
I do not, but I just wanted to call in, brother, and tell you that I'm proud of what you're doing, man. As a white guy from South Carolina, brother, it's, you know, I mean, the way you guys are marginalized and stuff, I just want you to know you're not alone. And, you know, we're always here to be here and support you, man. And
I appreciate that, man.
just what you're doing is fantastic. I just want to let you know, man, because the longer that this goes on and this crap with this, what I like to call the fear continues, then the longer, unfortunately, that it's going to, you know, last and things like that. So,
Yeah, I completely agree, but I appreciate that, man. I am going to move on to the next caller, but I do appreciate you, all right? I hope you have a good one.
that's no problem. You too,
Yeah,
man. Thanks.
bye. Yeah, that one guy, dude, talk about top tier MAGA education. Not that guy, the guy before. That was really weird. I loved like the fact that he just like, you could hear it in his voice as he just kind of like died out. Like he was just like, he had all this steam. Like he was all ready to go. And then he just like, it just completely lost it. Thank you so much, Kalila. I appreciate that. Trader says, how do I call in? I've tried a few times. I can't get through. It's just me here. So you just have to be the person that I happen to pick up on next. There's no like system. Okay. So I'm sorry. I'm doing my best. I can only get through so many callers. I appreciate it. But if you don't get me right now, make sure you give me tonight. Again, I'll be back on later on tonight. Hello. How are you today?
Yeah, that's cool. Oh shit, I wasn't expecting actually to be on here. That's crazy.
Well, you made it. So how are you today?
Wow. I'm doing okay, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
I'm 19.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I kind of used to. I don't really support his new policies anymore. I kind of supported his policies on his first run more than his new run now. I'm guessing, you know, you don't, obviously, given that, you know, I called you and everything.
No, I do not. Why would I support Trump?
Can you give me like a reason or two? I'm just kind of curious. Like I said, I've never done this before, so I'm a little nervous. So.
Oh, well,
I
I don't support Trump. That's the answer. But why? I said, why would I?
I don't know really. Like I said, I'm not agreeing really with his new terms at all, or you know, stuff he's put into action. It first started, I guess, with the tariffs that he put in place. I didn't really agree with that. I mean, I don't think it was exactly a real too good of an idea to be doing that, to be honest with you. I mean,
yeah,
I don't think I'm wrong for that.
No, then pretty bad idea. Yeah, but he ran on that, and you still voted for him.
Yeah, I guess I voted for him for the other things he was talking about more than, I guess, the tariffs. But tariffs were one of the main things I never agreed with, to be honest with you.
What other things that he was talking about?
Well, I kind of agreed with his immigration laws. I guess that was like one of the things I kind of agreed with.
What did you want from immigration?
I do believe that everyone has a chance to become an American citizen, but but during like Biden's run of America, I do believe that they were letting in way too many illegal immigrants.
Well, you think we should have had a pause?
That sounds bad.
Well, they weren't letting in any illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants were getting in, just like illegal immigrants are getting in right now. That's not changing anything.
Oh yeah, of course.
But they weren't letting in illegal immigrants. They were letting in asylum seekers.
So, what was I going to say? Sorry. I don't know. 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 I I mean, like I
It's
said, I do believe
insane.
everyone has a right to become a U.S. citizen. I do believe that they should possibly just make it easier. But the problem with having so many undocumented people coming into your country, like what if they said that they were asylum seekers, but they could be, possible cartel members. They could be,
Well, that's why they're vetted.
criminals, rapists, murderers.
But that's
like,
why
how
they're
do we
vetted.
know? That's my only question. Oh, sorry.
Because they're vetted.
What was that?
Because they're vetted. Asylum seekers are vetted. They have background checks ran on them. I mean, I guess you can't tell
So
that's
if they have-
100% true, but 100% sure. But I mean, it gives a pretty damn good indication, I believe.
Yeah, you do have a good point on that. I'm not going to argue with you. You do have a really good point on that. I don't know, man. Like I said, I like Trump's terms on his first run of president instead of his second run. To be honest with you, like I said, like his immigration laws are, like I said, they're not too awful bad. I do believe that they should maybe make it easier for people to become.
Sir, it just sounds like you want,
citizens.
sir. There's tons of things that were happening on it for immigration that we need help on. I'm not denying that, but again, there was 3 different bills under the Biden administration, one of which was written by a Republican, and it was freaking shot. The only reason it was stopped is because Donald Trump called the Senate and told him to stop it. So if you wanted things like stricter immigration laws, if you wanted things like like slowing down of asylum seeking or making sure that we had better vetting processes for asylum seekers, or we wanted more judges to ensure that asylum seekers were processed in a more timely manner, or things like that, or if you wanted more border patrol agents to be able to make sure that people weren't sneaking in unvetted, if you wanted any of that stuff, we could have had that in 2023, and the only reason we didn't is because of Trump.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying and everything. If okay, did you vote by chance? Did you vote for Kamala or Trump? Did you vote for Kamala? I'm guessing.
I
Or
did.
Did you vote for anyone? And you voted for Kamala, I'm guessing.
I did.
All right, can you give me a reason why you voted for her, if I may just inquire?
Well, her policy agenda actually had a basis in reality. Whether it would all work or not, I'm not 100% sure, but at least address the problems that we had. She had specific policy agendas to address things like, the housing shortage in the United States, or, the fact that, your child tax credits, trying to give credits and stuff to make sure that new parents and stuff like that could be better off. She wanted to raise taxes, back to a previous corporate tax rate and their taxes for the rich in order to subsidize different social net programs for the lower and middle class. She didn't have the most robust, agenda plan. It was pretty decent for how long she had to put it together, but it was still much better than anything Donald Trump put together, because Donald Trump's entire plan and usually ends up in 3-letter words like build the wall or drill, baby, drill. And those aren't realities to how we fix American society.
Do you think Trump did worse on his first term, or is he doing worse on his second term?
Well, I mean, we're
I'm
just getting started, but I'm going to go ahead and guess this one.
What were your thoughts on his first term?
Mostly ineffective.
Were there any effective bills that he signed during his first term, in your opinion?
Operation Warp Speed was pretty effective.
Okay, good point.
Yeah.
And what about Biden? What did you think about his run?
Well, Biden got given a lot different situation than Trump did. Trump got given a situation from Obama that the economy was humming, and Joe Biden got it in the middle of COVID. So the way that Joe Biden's policies had to be set up were a completely different mindset, right? It was a recovery. So I think he did very good. I mean, we still got the largest infrastructure bill in American history. Our economy recovered faster than any industrialized nation on the planet. I mean, we got things like the PACT Act to help the veterans out. We got freaking an isolation of chip manufacturing in the United States that not only created jobs, but isolated us from chip manufacturing from Asia. I think it was pretty highly effective.
All right. I mean, like I said, dude, listen, I have bad anxiety. I don't really talk to anyone on the phone too much, so if you can kind of forgive me on that a little bit. Trying to think of the next question. I feel like I'm kind of wasting your time a little bit, so I'm just gonna go ahead and receive another phone call from someone else, dude.
You're good, man. Why don't you just freaking make sure you drop down, hang out for a while. I think maybe a lot of the questions you have might be answered, and then maybe next time you'll get some more questions that you want to answer. You get to have a better idea what you want to talk about. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good, man. Okay, good luck to you, man.
All right, have a good one. Bye. Oh, Mystic, thank you so much for joining the team over here, the Poly Groupies. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for the paid membership. That really means a lot to me. Jason, thank you so much for the $2 Canadian super chat. Says psychosis is wild, huh? Hope they get help. Yeah, therapy has gotten quite expensive. So I think some of them maybe can't afford it at this point. I don't know. Dick says number isn't working. Number is obviously working because I'm talking to people. If the number wasn't working, then I wouldn't be talking to anyone. So that would make it literally impossible. And Trader said, sick shirt, great band. Yeah, I've seen them 10 times now, 10 or 11 times. I just saw them in May. That's when I got this shirt. But yeah, this is my favorite band growing up, actually. Funny enough. But thank you guys so much for the super chats. I really appreciate that. We're going to move on to the next caller. Keep this thing going. I really thank you guys so much for being here. I don't know how much longer we're going to go because I do have to get offline so I can get back on later. So we might. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the conversations are going. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I'm alive. I can't complain.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 33.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I do support Trump.
Awesome. Why is that?
I feel he's the lesser of two evils, and I feel like he is putting America first.
How's he putting America first?
Well, by having NATO pay their fair share, or whatever you want to call it, having them pay more, contributing more than they were, than they agreed to originally and never did because they just felt they could get away with it, I guess. I don't really know why they didn't pay.
Okay, so when you're talking about paying for NATO, in the NATO charter, what does that mean as far as what are you paying for?
I guess every country in NATO agreed to pay a certain percentage of their GDP, and not every country
towards
in
what?
NATO was towards defense and military, I
Toward
guess.
whose defense and military?
NATO's?
No, to their
Just
own.
everybody? To their own? Okay, well, I mean, we're all in it together.
So if France,
if one person's paying for the
hold
go
on,
ahead.
sir, but if France increases their military budget by 1% of their GDP, or not even that, because no one was outside of 1% of their targeted goal. If France chooses to freaking go up by 0.2% of their GDP in military spending, how is that America first?
So it would just be the point that everyone is being held accountable for what they're agreeing to, and it would potentially lead to us not footing the bill on any future endeavors.
So it's not America first, sir. What you're just saying is that you like it.
No, I'm saying that because they are doing that, we will not be obligated to do so because now they are covering that.
Wouldn't be obligated to do what? We already weren't obligated to pay anything towards their military.
No, but we're obligated to be the world police, which I don't agree with.
No, we're not.
And let me be
No,
clear.
but sir, we're not
don't-
obligated to be the world police. And again,
No, I know,
countries like
I know we're not,
France
but
and
we are, though.
and there's
but we do it anyway.
And there's no country in NATO that's at war. So therefore, we're not doing any type of wartime situations in any of those countries. So again, sir, France paying 0.2% of their GDP more towards their own military. How is that America first?
It is America first because that is 0.02% less than we would be paying.
No, sir. We don't have to pay anything extra either way.
I just mean if something were to happen potentially, right?
If something were to happen, then France could just start paying the higher percentage.
But then why are we, I guess, obviously our government is completely corrupt regardless who's in control.
Let's not switch subjects, sir. I want to know how Donald Trump is America first, and I'm telling you right now that having NATO pay a little bit more towards their own defense is not America first. That is actually specifically Europe first. Because you're just literally saying Europe is building up their own military. That is literally the opposite of America first. That is Europe first.
Well, it feels it is indirectly lifting a potential burden on America. So that's just one small, maybe bad reason. I guess I have another.
Well,
maybe
and
bad
sir,
reason.
even on top of that, if you were to say that, like, hey, they're gonna increase their military and it's gonna come back to us, well, then that would mean that we would get to decrease our defense spending, and we haven't done that. In fact, Donald Trump is increasing our defense spending.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's for our own country, I mean, it makes sense.
Sir, nothing with that NATO agreement is America first. It's actually specifically Europe first. So what is
But,
Donald Trump doing
I mean,
that's America
I'm not
first?
a crazy I'm not a super right, left.
I'm not
whatever.
asking
I
that
don't
you are,
support-
sir. I'm asking
No,
how
what I'm
Donald
saying
Trump
is-
is America first.
Okay, so yeah, the previous caller about the immigration, I think if you're an illegal immigrant, you know, you're not supposed to be getting tax benefits and welfare and Medi-Cal or whatever, Medicaid. So that's a burden on our system. And going
And
back to
they're
the
not.
housing crisis.
And
Um,
but undocumented migrants don't qualify for any social benefits like that. So therefore, when you're saying I don't want undocumented immigrants to have like things like welfare or Medicaid, they already can't get that. So
well, okay, let's say that's true.
It is true.
That's fine. What about the housing crisis? So it's supply demand. There's more people here that should be. So there is the rental market is increased because there's more people bidding to rent an apartment, a house than there should be. So that drives up the prices.
how do
And that goes for
undocumented migrants rent houses?
Well, don't they have to live somewhere?
Yeah.
Doesn't that make so? Do they live there for free, or do they have to pay?
Well, a lot of the times they just live with family and friends.
Okay, a lot. So we're gonna say 100%.
Well, I'll tell you this much. Have you ever rented an apartment?
Yes, it sucks.
Yeah, you know all the paperwork that you have to do and all the IDs you have to show and like the credit checks they run and all that sort of stuff.
That is true, but also
Yeah,
there's
so-
Craigslist. There's under the table.
Yeah,
you know,
but the
people don't
under
wanna-
the under
so
the
that's a
table
thing too,
stuff,
you know?
sir, is like the less than 1% of 1%,
It
right?
is It is
And even
less than 1% too much, if that makes sense.
well,
Does
sir,
that make
you're
sense?
saying, but that's not causing a problem with our housing market. Okay. While I'm sure there is a minute percentage of people that are doing that.
Okay.
And let's be completely honest, sir, if you were going to be renting out a house that you were going to be putting on Craigslist to rent out, would you rent it
Yeah.
to an undocumented migrant?
So it depends, right? Because if there's a tax
It
advantage
depends.
on both. It does. Would you rather get $4,500 a month and have to claim taxes every year, or would you rather get $3,200 and not pay taxes? Does that make sense? There is a underlying
So what's
truth
your
as well.
first of all, property
There's a-
taxes come regardless. Second of all, are you saying that you would rather commit a crime?
I'm saying crimes are committed whether there's a law or not. Not everything is going to be under surveillance.
So okay, cool. So you're saying like
tell me
1% of 1% of 1%
know-
of
I don't know what
houses
the percent
are
is.
being
I don't know what the
rented
percent
under the table by criminals to people that are just not claiming taxes on that. Or could you think that maybe there's a different reason why our housing market situation is bad?
I'm sure the interest rate is another problem, which has to do with
It was bad before the interest
national
rate.
national debt. Yeah, it's just getting worse and worse.
Yeah, it was bad before
it was
before that.
bad before, and it's a snowball. It's just getting worse and worse, and so this whole like let's help the world. It really bugs me because we need to put on our own oxygen mask before we put it on Israel or Palestine. You know, I think we should just let them kill each other, and it's not our problem. I don't know why
that's pretty
we're
sad.
involved. It's not sad. It's reality.
No,
you know?
no, that's not reality. That's sad.
But see, like someone can cry in the corner and be sad, but it doesn't matter when you.
No, I'm not saying I'm crying in the corner and
But-
sad. I'm saying
No,
you're a
no,
sad
I'm not-
human being.
I'm not saying you. I'm
Yeah.
just saying in general, like the world doesn't care if things are sad. It is what it is.
But
War
I
is
do.
war. But it doesn't matter if you
I
feel
care
or
if
think
people are
something.
dying. Why? I care if people are dying.
But it doesn't matter if you care. Nothing can be done about it. It's going to happen.
Yeah, there's
anyway.
tons that can be done about it. Right now, freaking the people in
It's
Gaza
insane.
are literally fucking starving to death. Yeah, there's tons of things that we could be doing about it. We could be getting humanitarian
I'm
aid.
pretty sure we gave them $50 million, and it's been corrupted, and people are stealing it or something. I don't know. You know,
No, it
we
went
could've given
into
them a
aid. The
dollar.
thing about aid is things like food, and food gets eaten, so it doesn't just go away. But right now, what we have is people like Bibi Netanyahu who are refusing to allow aid into places like Palestine in order to make sure that they can't eat because he's trying to starve them out because he's trying to commit a genocide. So, see, in the United States, what we could do is say, hey, Bibi, we're not going to allow you to, to sit here and starve these people out. And if you keep doing that, we're not going to fund you, especially since after we just helped you out by involving ourselves in another war that we shouldn't have involved ourselves in by freaking bombing,
100%.
Iran.
Yeah,
we could now
shouldn't be in any of
pressure Israel into actually allowing aid in so that that children aren't dying. But apparently you think it's just a better option for us to just fucking let the children die?
It's a better option for Israel and Palestine to not be funded by anybody and let them fight their war and let the best man win. That would be the way of the world. That's really what should happen. And then the problem would solve itself in a matter of time. So
yeah, I mean,
let
technically,
the best man win.
Technically,
So I
if
think-
we
and then
just
Gaza
didn't
would
allow
Gaza
you to
would
go to the
probably win.
hospital, technically, I guess if we
Gaza
didn't
would
allow you
probably
to go to
win
the
if they didn't
hospital
have,
or have a police force or have a fire department, if we just took away everything that could possibly help you survive
talking
every
about
day,
intervention.
maybe
I'm
we
talking
should.
about our
Well, what do
intervention
you
in
think that
another-
is?
in
Isn't
another-
that's
another
governmental
country.
intervention in order to make to make sure that you have the social safety nets that you need right now in order to survive? But apparently, that's okay for you, but it's not really
But none of
okay
that
for
stuff
everybody
is
else.
free for me.
None of that
I'm
stuff
not
is free
giving
for you, and it's
anything.
not free for them either.
Apparently, I mean, it could be, but
I'm not even
we're
talking
giving
about
money-
the aid that we're talking about as far as it getting it going there. I'm saying we could do something without even spending any money, which is just allow or just force Israel to allow Europe to bring food into Palestine. It wouldn't even cost the American taxpayer $1. It's an easy phone call that Donald Trump could make.
I'm just trying to understand why are we involved in on either side. I don't understand why are we bothered with it? Why
Well,
can't
the
they
real-
just do what they're going to do? It's not our problem.
The real reason
It's
why we're
their
involved
problem.
in stuff like that is because we consider ourselves a moral nation. Now, we've done plenty of things within the United States that are considered very
It's
not
so
moral, and we've done
hypocritical
really
for us to
bad
take that
things, right?
position.
Yeah, it really is, okay? But here's what happens when you're the biggest, strongest, baddest dude on the fucking corner, which is what the United States is, right? We're the baddest motherfuckers that exist on the planet for the moment, right? Maybe not for much longer. But since we do have that ability to be the baddest fools, right? We
Yeah,
try to use
apparently,
that
yeah.
to be for good across the rest of the people. It's no different from you being the richest guy on your fucking block and watching the person at the end of your street starving to death, and to be like, hey, even though I have a complete excess of money, then I could easily freaking give them a couple bucks to have a meal. I'm not going to do that because the problem will resolve itself at the end of the day. That's just inhumane
problem
and kind
is-
of morally wrong.
I just always figured whatever happened to Darwinism, everything is propped up by phony support. Like people need to fend for themselves. Like people are being kept alive that literally shouldn't be alive by the standards of Darwinism. It's not even
Call me from the guy from his apartment talking to me on probably his iPhone.
I don't have a computer. What do you want me to talk to you on? I don't understand.
Oh, I'm just saying. I mean, maybe you could just get rid of all that sort of stuff and go survive on the wild. Darwinism. Don't let any of these pesky things, like any of the ease of things in the United States that help you, like housing or food or your cell phone. Just get rid of all
But
that
I'm-
stuff
but I'm
and let's
paying
just let
for it.
Darwinism. We're just gonna let Darwinism
I'm
take care of it.
bartering. I'm bartering. I'm trading. Government tender for.
Yeah,
whatever,
but that's
whatever.
off the job that was only there because of the government that we have in the United States, right? That allows for free market capitalism, that allows you to actually have that job, which allows you to make money, which allows you to buy niceties. But all of those things could just be easily taken away, and then we could just leave you, like out in the wilderness to fend for
that
yourself
is
off
not
of Darwinism.
necessarily true. If enough people felt the way I did, there could be a revolution. The people have more power than the government. That's the problem we have with our government. The government doesn't fear the people fear the government. And there's a huge.
It's not a matter of fearing the
imbalance
government,
there.
sir. It's a matter of understanding that you don't get to complain about freaking helping other people when you live in like one of the most cush countries in the fucking world. You were just given your ability.
Why is it my fault? Why is it my fault?
I'm not saying it's your fucking fault, sir. But when you're the one talking about Darwinism, that's you saying I was born into privilege, so Darwinism should affect everybody
So
else.
maybe there's a
but
luck
not you.
factor
But see,
to
what we
Darwinism.
did in this country, what we did as human beings. Okay. What we did as human beings is we evolved past the need of survival for the fittest, right? We evolved past the need that every single person has to fend for themselves in order to survive, Okay. We went past that. Now we live in, first world countries and we have these benefits and all this sort of stuff. This is not we are not Neanderthals. We are not living off the wilderness. It's not if you can't hunt, you can't eat. These are not things that exist with human beings on the face of the planet.
I would just say that evolution has also evolved with modern times. I mean, that's always going to happen.
Yeah.
And the weak is propped up. Does that make sense?
Yes. That's like you are in your apartment on your iPhone. You are the weak that is being propped up. That is what you are. If you were laid in a tribe or whatever, then you'd have to hunt for what you ate and all that sort of stuff. And you probably don't have the ability to go run down a deer with a freaking spear. You probably don't have the ability. You're probably, like 120 pounds soaking wet and probably don't know how to use freaking, handmade weapons very well. So I assume you're the weak that is currently being propped up.
No, so things have been more convenient, right? You can go to the store and pay for it. Does that make sense? If I had to do it, I had to do it. That's a whole nother adapting to that situation. I don't have to do that. And I'm like 185. So, but whatever. I mean, and the other thing is I like animals for the most part, so I feel bad killing them. So I just pay someone else to do it. That's the way of the world.
Yeah. It's a good thing the weak aren't being propped up. Anyways, regardless of any of that, sir, the entire point of this entire conversation is that freaking we are the biggest, baddest motherfuckers out here. And we help other people that need help if we can afford to do so, which we 100% can. And the only reason that we can't,
it just feels like every time we help someone, they just want more and more. It's a never-ending circle. It's like, so why bother? It doesn't make sense to me.
Because we have this thing called humanity.
There needs to be a solution to this. Like, let's have a solution. And
you think Donald Trump couldn't? You think Donald Trump couldn't end the war in Israel and Palestine right now if he wanted to?
Well, see, that's the one thing about Donald Trump. He does talk a lot, and he does do actions as well. But when it comes down to it, it's all talk and we will take away your funding. No, take it away and then negotiate after. Take it away, have it, make them pay it back. So
that's the one thing that you say that I'll agree with. That is the one thing that you said that I'll agree with. I do agree that we should rip funding away from Israel until they freaking comply and stop killing innocent people in Palestine. But see, if we did that, then we would be the good guy.
I would go a step further and say we should rip funding from every other country that's not America.
Yeah, and what would we do with that funding?
It just because we.
What would we do with that funding?
We're digging ourselves into
Sir, what would we do with that funding?
Put it into our own country. I don't know
how.
How?
Because right now we're spending a whole lot less money, and we're still just giving it to billionaires for free.
Insane.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not a far right. Like, I agree with what Luigi
No, but you're a
did.
Trump supporter, and that's what he's doing.
I'm saying I feel he's the lesser of two evils. That's how I feel.
So you want him to? So you're saying he's the lesser of two evils because he wants to take all of the money, add more debt to our national debt, give a bunch of giant tax breaks to billionaires, and you think that is the lesser of two evils because Kamala Harris wanted to give money to poor people?
So I think paying a one-time $100 million fee to build a wall and get ICE funded and blah, blah, blah is a lot cheaper than, year after year, constant, whatever, $10-20 billion every year to house and fund illegal immigration. So a one-time fee is cheaper than...
It's actually not.
I mean,
undocumented immigrants paid.
It's like a subscription.
Yeah.
Would you rather pay a $500 one-time fee or $20 forever? Does that make sense?
Undocumented immigrants paid $100 billion last year in state, local, and federal taxes, and only took about $35 billion out of freaking federal funding. So when you're saying we're paying this fee, no, the fee is being paid by the migrants actually, plus a lot more than they're actually spending, 3 times the amount.
What I'm saying is, this one-time fee will be cheaper in the long run. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. By building a wall that is going to do what?
Well, I mean, people have locks on their door. They have fences. I mean, do they work? Do they not work? Can you get a ladder? Does it deter certain people? Does it deter some, like 10% of people, 20% of people? I mean, does it make it harder? Does
No.
it make it easier? Do we want to encourage it? Is it more discouraging to have a wall
Nope.
than not having one? I mean, I feel
It is not.
It is at least more discouraging.
It's not.
If that makes sense. How is it not?
Because the people that are
you
sneaking
know what? I
around
know
the
how it's
border.
not, because we need freaking landmines and turrets and flamethrowers on
How
top
old
of
did you
them
say
too.
you were?
I mean, I'm 33.
You're 33 years old. You're a very sad human
Yes.
being.
I mean, every other country would do it. We're the
I
only
don't give a
country
shit
that
whether
gets
other
taken
countries do
advantage
it.
of.
I said you, person that I'm talking to, are a very, very sad human being.
We have $21 trillion in debt. I mean, what are we going to do? It's unsustainable.
We cut our
gotta stop.
spending, sir.
The handout's got to stop.
Sir, we cut our spending. We don't flamethrower innocent fucking children. You
It's a
sad,
deterrent.
sad,
It's a
pathetic
deterrent.
little man.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not a
If
deterrent,
someone-
sir. It is you literally advocating for literally flamethrowing and shooting women, innocent women and children.
Only women and children, not men. You're singling them out. How about them too?
Oh, you want to shoot
anyone
them
that-
too? I'm sure you do.
I'm just saying that it is.
What a sad, sad life it must be that
so
freaking
America-
literally this guy is
When are we-
literally sitting here on my live, literally
I'm
arguing
saying-
with me. No, be quiet. I'm talking. I'm not talking to you right now.
Okay, good.
You're a sad human being. I'm literally trying to freaking speak to other people for a second because you're pretty sad. Anyways, isn't it literally sad that literally at this point, this guy is like, we should let all the people around the world just fucking die. Okay? We should flamethrower and turret innocent people that come near a border wall. Okay? Which isn't freaking like
saying
no, I'm not talking to
it's a
you.
deterrent. It's
I
a
will let
deterrent.
you know when
People
it
are
is your
gonna
time. I will
people are
let you
committing
know when it is
suicide.
your time to speak, child.
People would be committing suicide.
I-
It's not.
I will let you know when it's your turn to speak.
We have a drug problem.
It's insane.
I tried to tell you to be quiet. Yes, 100%, Gina. That guy needs to be on a fucking list. That is soulless and fucking disgusting. That is right, Kayla. That is soulless and fucking disgusting. That is, but hey, guys, when they talk about why people voted for Trump, that's what they wanted because that's what Donald Trump advocated for. That is what Donald Trump advocated for. He advocated for building these walls. He advocated for the razor wire being underneath the water that was trapping people under the water and drowning people in the Rio Grande. That is exactly what he was advocating for. So why would it be surprising? Why would it be surprising that that guy's like, we should flamethrower and turret children? Not surprising in the slightest. I don't even know if that guy needs to be on the list or that guy is the list. Holy shit. All right. We're going to hit a couple super chats real quick. I really appreciate you guys. Sharif said, let these people fuck around and find out because Taco, yeah, he's folding as always. He always does. He's folding on the Israel thing. That's how we got to the situation to begin with. Thank you so much, Sharif. I really appreciate that. CS, the housing crisis is caused by banks, hedge funds buying tons of property and controlling the prices. That is one of the major causes of housing problems in the United States is the lack of supply based off of that stuff. Also, the fact that we're just not building houses as much as we used to. Also, on top of that, Donald Trump's tariffs are not helping the housing thing because costs of lumber are going up due to tariffs. There's a bunch of things that freaking are causing the housing price. And interest rates are also another part of it. But the housing market is fucked, and we need an actual comprehensive plan in the United States on how we are going to fix housing. And Donald Trump does not have that plan. He just wanted to yell, drill, baby, drill. That's all. But thank you, CS. I really appreciate that. Stacy says, MAGA is proof that not all of us have evolved. Especially that guy. Oh my God. Never mind. I'm not even going to say what I was going to say about that guy. I will promise you this, though. I could tell by his voice, 100%. I could tell by his voice that if we had to go back to like true Darwinism, he's the first one gone. Like that guy's the first guy off of Zombieland. 100%. 100%. I promise you. I could hear it in his voice. First one gone. And Terry, thank you so much for the $50 super chat. That is absolutely huge. Thank you so much. It said, to be fair, 22.3% of public aid goes to illegals. Please don't be daft, with respect. To be fair, 23% of public aid goes to illegals. First of all, I don't know where you're getting that number whatsoever, because when you're talking about public aid, you could be talking about everything from Social Security to Medicaid to veterans benefits, and all of those drastically outweigh any type of aid that we're giving to any undocumented immigrants. Again, in 2024, it was something like $35 billion was given to undocumented immigrants from federal aid. There was other numbers that were given by states and local governments, but none of that would even close to equate to the amount we spend on Medicare and Medicaid in this country, which would be considered public aid. So I don't really understand what you're trying to say. I would need some more information on the numbers that you're giving me, but 22.3% of public aid going to undocumented migrants doesn't sound even really plausible, because I don't even know how you would get it to them. The number of public aid would be much higher for asylum seekers, because we know that they're all here and that where they are and how we can give public aid to them. And all that public aid is temporary. Terry, I really do appreciate the $50 super chat. That really is very, very nice of you. But I'm sorry. I've not seen any data to show that this number is even where close to accurate, even in the ballpark, unless there is some really weird definition of public aid that I've never heard of somewhere across the line. But again, I do really appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. All right. I don't like the numbers. Dude, if you can show me the number where that number is correct, then I'll eat my words. If someone can show me a piece of data that shows that somehow 22.3% of public aid is going to undocumented immigrants, I will eat my words. Please, I would love to see that number. I have literally zero issue. I just don't see how it's even logically possible. And usually right now my chat would be going up if I was wrong. Okay, cool. Anyways, y'all. Guys, we are going to log off for the moment because I need to be back on later on tonight. So I will be back on around in about 3 hours from now, about 6:30 Central. I'll be back on. So I'll see you guys then. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Make sure you guys join the public Discord that we have in the link tree. There's also special spots for Mystic. Mystic, I know you're in there. Hey, come on in there. We got members only spots in there too. So I really appreciate you guys all being here. Thank you guys so much for the support and everything going on. I will see you guys in about 3 hours and hope to all see you guys. Make sure you hit that sub button too. Sub and turn on those notifications. Turn on the notifications. Turn them on. Do it.